6 o'clock, good morning, live from the Circus Sports with Main Kentucky Down studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Tennessee Vols complete the comeback thanks to a 22-2 run in the second half and beat Auburn 72-62 in the round 2 of the SEC tournament. Freshman Nate Ament in his first game back in February 28 did not disappoint, scoring 27 points and adding 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal as well in the win. Tennessee now moves on to play Tyler Tanner and Vanderbilt today with a 2:30 p.m. tip-off at Bridgestone Arena. You can hear Vol Network's coverage right here on 104.5 The Zone starting at 2. In NFL news yesterday, former Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray and the Vikings agreed to a one-year contract, with Murray already owed $36.8 million from Arizona. His one-year contract with the Vikings will be for the veteran league minimum. Murray and former 10th overall draft pick quarterback J.J. McCarthy will battle it out this offseason in camp. And it's a new era in Tennessee Titans football, unveiling a new logo, colors, and helmet last night, giving nod to both Oilers and Titans history combining into one, being the Titans of Tennessee. The Titans also made some moves yesterday in free agency, signing 3 players, re-signing defensive back Jarek Reed to a one-year deal, and adding former Jets safety Tony Adams and former Eagles and Colts tight end Kylan Granson, both to one-year deals. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Break it easy once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Good morning, and welcome into your Friday edition of Ramon and Will. A ton to get to on a busy show. 615-737-1045 is our number, and the crew is all here. How can we not be in a day like this? Ramon Foster, Justin Hawkins, Will Bowling. More Titans moves and a discussion on their draft needs changing with free agency. Tennessee versus Vanderbilt, the grudge match in the SEC tournament after a comeback win for the Vols over Auburn. But we begin this morning with a new era of Titans football, the new look, the new logo, the new jerseys. And we want to hear your thoughts. 615-737-1045. What do we think? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Solid, man. I thought it was a nice transition. I had people from Pittsburgh hitting me up saying this is probably one of the best rebrandings they feel like they've seen. When you out of market impressing people, I think that's super. That says a lot about what you've done. I thought it was smart. It was real good. It really was clean. I felt like we knew it was going to be that, but the detail and how they set up the home and away jerseys I thought was super unique. That was kind of cool.
Big fan.
You are
me.
Big fan.
And I like the way they did the unveiling. I like how they had Cam and Jeffrey Simmons there, similar to the way they did this back in 2018 with Jarrell Casey and Delaney Walker and Marcus Mariota back then, among other players and legends. But we said yesterday that you should never judge a new look or a jersey until you see it on football players on the field. Well, obviously, we don't have a field right now to play on. So this is the next best thing. It's the next closest thing you can get to really give a vision of what it looks like. And Ramon, I thought they totally crushed it.
I did too. The images of it, man, was awesome. By the way, I'm not sure if you got a chance to see it because, you're just busy everywhere, Will. But Hawk, if y'all saw it too, it's for you guys and Tennesseans in particular that grew up. Like the 99 video that they showed.
Yes, that describes my life.
The 99 video was so friggin' cool, man. That, of course, is what you said time and time again. You're a first-generation raised Titans fan. And, like, these jerseys, I feel like, signify that. Like, for the ones who grew up, this is a ode to, I feel like, the young fan that are now adults that are buying tickets, that are going to games, that are now, you not Will yet, but having kids. Like, I'm in that era technically. You know what I'm saying? Where I got kids that could have grown up here. Of course, my life went a different direction. But I'm saying like the 40-year-olds, and I feel like down now, grew up watching that era. And that video probably hit home with a lot of people. I was checking the comments, and there were teardrops, I guess, being dropped and how it hit them in the fields, and how some people said they, grew up with their granddad or dads who's not here, or parents who are not here that were Titans fans. And that was a cool look. That was a cool give back. Real cool give back. Really cool. We'll go ahead and retweet that at Ramon and Will for those who didn't see it. But yeah, I think that is an understanding from the team of the era that they are in and entering. In the fact that you now have native Nashvillians, or not native, but Nashvillians, who are entering this phase as diehards, as lifelong fans, as people that don't know Nashville any other way. That, I think, is where I think the lifelong Nashville native like me and the person that's moved here in the last 20 years is the same. Yeah. You don't know Nashville any other way. And the understanding that that's got to be our base. Beyond just the original season ticket holder, beyond the person whose generations of families have lived here, beyond just the business person that's moved here from California or New York, how do we bring all those people together and understand that this is a new era for all of you? And I like that part of it. I like the fact that this is a callback to the past, but also it is uniquely Titans in Tennessee. And it would have been really easy, Ramon, to just do the Oilers thing and just kind of copy and paste and totally go back without really tipping the cap to Tennessee into the Titans. And I think that's where they did a good job finding a balance, because they do look like Oilers jerseys. Yeah. But you have the guitar strings on the stripes. And the helmet. You have, like the helmet, it's not a red face mask. It's not light blue helmet with white face mask. I know a lot of people wanted the red face mask, but I think there had to be some element that wasn't a total copy and paste of Oilers. There had to be something unique that was new that had never been done before. And I like that. I like the fact that it says Tennessee on the away jersey. And I like the TriStar stuff on it, too. It was cool, though, too. I'll say this. You mentioned, like, this being something that's Tennessee's very own, but I think it's smart as well with how they chose to go back to the light blue, to the love your blue color somewhat. Because, again, if you listen to most Titans fans, they love those throwbacks. The fans enjoy it whenever they brought it back time and time again. And I thought it was smart, to be quite honest with you, to just kind of lay it out. It's like, yeah, this is our history. Speaking of the history, did you hear Mike Keefe a little bit yesterday on Bucks Rising? I saw tweets. I wasn't able to listen. I was at the SEC tournament all day, but I did see a tweet of one of the things he said. Yeah, it was unique, and Mike kind of brought that history to the forefront. Like, the Tennessee Titans are running up on 40 years of being in the state of Tennessee. And for the people that did not know, and for the people that love to claim either, the Oilers in Houston, but Mike said on Buck's show that the Tennessee Titans will be in Tennessee longer than the Houston Oilers have been soon. And I thought that was these jerseys, I felt like it was a cool little ode to the fact that, now we belong to Tennessee. And the way they kind of set up the nameplate. For when you're on the road, it says Tennessee, but when you're at home, it just says Titans. Yeah, the Titan legend V-Love on Twitter at HeHateV tweeted out the quote, says, "It won't be long before the Titans are here longer than they've been in Houston." Crazy. That's actually pretty wild. It's a cool way to look at it. It is a cool way to look at it. And Mike also spoke on how this was Miss Amy's vision on this one as well. Like, she gets to put her touch on it. It was important to her, important to the team. And I think, again, for as much flack as she get, like, she understands what Tennessee and the Titans mean to this community. And I think these jerseys somewhat, they signify that for the most part, man. Pretty unique. I think they hit a home run with it personally. And they're coming up on 30 years here. 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, but even still, it's fascinating to know that you'll be in Tennessee longer than you have been in Houston, and they can no longer brag, at least the citizens. The players, of course, they still have an attachment to the Tennessee Titans if they were to Oilers in history. But super cool stuff, man. I thought they hit it. I didn't know how the white helmet, white bars on the face mask was going to work, but it goes. It absolutely does.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I was a little concerned and wasn't sure because it's been a while since you've seen. A lot of NFL teams don't have just white on white there, and I thought they did a really good job. I thought these uniforms are very tough, and to switch the font up because I was not into the old font there. It's great. All the elements, the little stitchings. You got the TriStar under kind of the armpit area. And then you have they have a little tag in there that says "we" because they always want to remember their mentality is "we" over me. I mean, all the details combining the history of the old and the new. Yeah. It is what Tennessee Titans football should have always been, and now you get that. I think they hit it.
Block letters are back in.
Yeah,
yeah, they are.
Not Dolphins. The Lions in their recent rebrand just did that. It
sure did.
Feels like the Falcons are probably about to as well. With their new jerseys. That's what I love about it. It does feel both traditional and modern kind of at the same time.
No doubt. And I think it's smart to go that route as well. It looks timeless. I'm going to be honest with you.
It looks
it's
really
pretty
good.
cool, man.
It looks really, really good.
It's pretty doggone cool.
Let's go to the phones. Would love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think? 615-737-1045. Wide open for your thoughts. We begin with Drew in McMinnville. What's up, Drew?
Morning, Drew.
What's up, boys? I love listening to y'all every morning.
Thank you.
I love the rebrand. Love the uniforms. They're fire. I love the coaching hire. I love the additions we made. Let's go hit somebody. It's just the way I feel right now. I'm ready to get this season started. Ready for that love at number 4 pick. That jersey's going to sell out fast. Let's get this. Let's do this, man. They got me excited again. Let's go. Let's go.
No doubt about it, Drew.
Thank you, Drew.
Thanks, Drew. Drew seemed like he seems like the typical guy. At the end of the season, fed up, and Drew said, "Y'all got me back. Let's go."
I love how quickly Drew goes from I want to hit somebody.
I want to hit Drew. It is 6:12 in the morning, man. That's good stuff, though, man. But again, this is what the league does. This is what your team does for you. It's why it's always cool to have an NFL team in your city. It's why I'm always about the support of the team, too. This is a rarity. It's only 32 around the league. I mean, around the country. You have one in your city, and it was a big day.
I was thinking about that yesterday, Ramon, sitting at the SEC tournament, thinking about how in a normal year, how much more we'd be just focused on the SEC tournament. And secondly, too, just how every other city that's at that tournament represented the SEC.
Yeah.
A lot of them are Titans fans between Alabama and Mississippi and Kentucky and the surrounding states. So that was kind of my first thought of a lot of us can bond over this.
Right.
But secondly, just how we're kind of the only ones that get to do this. To have something like this.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
How lucky are we to be in one of the cities of the SEC and in the South that gets to embrace professional football, and where professional football is a way of life in this town. It was really cool to see the crowd at the Pinnacle, too. I was not there. I was over at SEC tournament games all day. And it looked packed. Like every video I saw, we got some pretty cool diehards here and awesome diehard fans. I know many of you listen to us, and I'm excited for all of you to be able to celebrate a new era and a new beginning.
And I'm not sure if you've seen as well, but on the website, too, they showing the logos and stuff. They got it laid out how they're going to do it as well.
I was on that website quite a bit, pretty quickly.
I didn't realize this was the case, though, but they got the primary, the shield. They got word marks, of course, and then they got secondary logos as well with a little bit of a cursive.
Yeah, I may or may not already have a hat with the football and the TN already on the way, and then they've got the script, cursive, secondary logo. They've got the big block letters, the shadow letters as well. I love a good shadow letter. We talked about that yesterday about 49ers. They crushed it.
They did damn good.
They really, really crushed it.
Yeah.
615-737-1045, the number on Twitter at Ramon Will, where you can vote on our poll. What do you think? We are wide open for your thoughts. Would love to hear from you. 615-737-1045. What do you think of the new look and new era of Titans football? We'll get to your thoughts next. Friday morning on Ramon and Will live for the 104.5 The Zone Circa Sports Studio. Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circa Sports at Kentucky Downs. Your thoughts on the Titans' new brand and look at 615-737-1045. In studio this morning, Titans president and CEO Burke Nihill at 7:45. We will keep him all the way through the top of the next hour as well. So he'll be here from 7:45 to about 8:15. And looking forward to getting more insight into the rebrand, into the why, into the how on a lot of it as well as we celebrate and break down, analyze a new era of Titans football. I like it. Let's go to the phones. Ryan in Manchester up first with his thoughts on the new look. What's up, Ryan?
Not much, guys. I like the look. I got to say, it's a lot better than I anticipated or I feared. I think that I think they hit a home run with it. I do agree. This is, when you look at this, you're going to think Oilers first, but maybe that should have never went away to begin with. I did want to touch on too, like the Titans on their website. They've got this really great video of this father and son and kind of passing on the tradition. And you guys talked about this in the past, like with Ramon and the Steelers, how there's, generations of fandom that make it different. Mm-hmm. And I think the Titans really need to look inward, right, at what happened last night. I've got my sons. We've got 3 boys that I take to the game all the time. My granddad used to take me to games all the time. But we don't have season tickets. Not live streaming that was a tragedy. I know it was online for people picking that up, but fans that have been around for years should have had that opportunity. Good morning. And also, get my breakfast, guys. Also, you missed out on an opportunity to expand that fan base, and I think that was a miss. And it goes also in line with them not having the coordinated press conferences online for you guys to be able to have access to that to stream it. Reach back out to this fan base. You got an opportunity here. We're excited to be a part of this, even though we've only won 6 games in the last 2 years. But engage everybody. Don't just hold that for season ticket holders. I'll hang up.
Hey, real quick, Ryan, on the design, yeah. What were you afraid of, if you don't mind me asking, as far as the rebranding?
Well, so guys, I work in tourism, and so that 3-star means a lot to me, and branding. And I've always the alignment of those stars is a pet peeve of mine.
Me too.
It's always been a pet peeve of mine. I love the fact they worked that in on the rib cage. I think that's a great little touch, and also on the back. So those little details, and of course the strings, the guitar strings, tying that to Nashville, I think is fantastic. So really did a great job with that. So, but yeah, I feared those stars on the shoulder pads and all that kind of stuff. I thought we were going to have Arena Football League jerseys there for a minute, but home run.
Okay.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate the call.
Man, good stuff.
I think everything is up, I believe, on the Titans YouTube page, and they've got so much content. I won't pretend to know all of the technology and manpower, challenges there are to live streaming it. I just feel like you're going to see it all, even if it's not live and in the moment. They had so much content that went out, and they pressed send on the second that they announced this, that they essentially did kind of give you all the content as it was being released to the people in the building. So I've seen the complaints about the live stream thing. I think they crushed it.
I would say one thing at a time. Ryan, I feel you. Like, I know where you're coming from, but of course, you look at this situation, you knew you were going to get it all. But I would say this, Ryan, if they had a live streamed it and charged you for it, there'd have been somebody upset about it as well. It's just kind of how it goes. And then, of course, winning, I'm sure you'll see a whole lot more behind it.
Yeah, the same videos I think they showed in the building were all posted immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I get it, but also at the same time, I understand why they didn't for a couple of reasons. So, let's go to Patrick in Clarksville, who is up next. What's up, Patrick?
Those old jerseys, they can go because they like a bad ex-girlfriend that you're ready to get rid of. And personally, I'm ready for a new girlfriend, and I hope it's a winning girlfriend. So that's what I got to say about it.
All right.
No doubt about it.
Thank you, Patrick.
Appreciate that. That's what this is, right? Well,
I don't think it's an X because it's still your history.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She got a facelift.
It would be an X for the Texans, and their fans are not happy on social media.
They're
this morning.
not? I missed a good bit of that.
J.J. Watt hasn't weighed in yet. I'm sure he will. He's got to weigh in on pretty much everything.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I don't think it's an X. I mean, it's history.
Yeah.
They were brought back a couple years ago.
And maybe Pat means the losing, right? That came along with those jerseys in the last few years. But you had good stuff that happened in that era as well. I'm with you. You can't forget everything, because then you want to appreciate the good that comes along with trying to change this thing around and sign, as Duck said in a YouTube chat, all the defensive players to be as relevant as you can as a football team. I'm with you, Patrick, and you understanding, like, hey, it needs to be better, but one step at a time. Like you said, the rollout yesterday, I know some people wanted it to be more perfect, but I thought it was as good as you can get. The response I've seen has been over the moon with how folks feel about this rebrand and the colors and what it means to just the state and the team as well. In a good era right now, man. It's kind of cool.
Angel in Clarksville is up next. Good morning, Angel.
Good morning, Angel.
What's up, fellas? What's up, man?
How we doing?
Look, all I'm gonna say is all of the fake renderings online had me thinking that we was special ed, kind of.
I'm
good catch.
glad you caught that.
That was a good catch.
Woo!
Yeah, you heard that. But look, everything looks so crispy, clean, and everything, man. I'm glad they got rid of the flames, because why? And man, it's an exciting day for Nashville, man. I'm gonna hang up and listen, man.
Please hang up, Angel. Please. Before you go any further, I don't even want to speak on it no more, Will. But you're right. What was the issue with the flames?
What do you mean?
Initially.
I think that when things are, and I saw our friend Selly on YouTube kind of say this too, and say the leak that was on the plush football a few weeks ago wasn't, I think, the best first impression for the logo. I think a lot of people saw that, and Selly mentioned it's not like, to be honest, I didn't love it when I saw the leak, but seeing the full unveiling last night, I like it so much more.
Yeah.
I think that's part of it. The flame thing, I think, is interesting, because if you went on social media over the last 5 years, there was this idea from the national NFL Twitter type that the logo wasn't good and the flames were weird, and what does that have to do with Titans and all of these things? And then now all of a sudden you take it away and you do something new, and it's like, oh, but this was like a cool old vibe, and what are you talking about? You can't do that. Like, yeah, we can. We just did. Like, what do you mean? You didn't like it to begin with. Also, it's not really just for you. It's for Nashville and for Tennessee. And I love the fact they're embracing more of Tennessee, the Titans of Tennessee, not just of Nashville. So I thought there was a good bit of revisionist history over the flaming thumbtack over the last couple of weeks.
I did kind of hear that. It's like, no, don't miss it now. You've been begging for something new like this. That conversation did get somewhat loud. And I felt like until yesterday, it was a mockery more than anything. Oh, the flaming thumbtack. Nah, be better. This right here, I think, suits where this franchise is trying to go moving forward as well, too.
If there's two things that I will miss for this new logo and brand, it is the sword and the flaming fireball. I did like that. I think because that's what the Titans are. That's who they came to be, and they miss it out, and I will miss that.
Yeah, no doubt. I was about to say, what the heck? What happened?
Brett Bryan walking in here.
Yeah, it's early morning.
I'm coming to crash the party with you boys. Y'all talking about some cool stuff.
What do you think? What do you think of the new look? You are a Titan original.
Let me say this. For callers like our last gentleman who carefully phrased and moved around a minefield there.
Yeah, he did. Angel.
I'm glad to hear that, because the initial thought from your callers this morning is, boy, when I saw the leaks, well, you didn't see the leaks. That's why, the fuzzy football on Fanatics. Okay, whatever. But I said this to Will yesterday. I was like, let's reserve judgment until we see it. And when you see Cam Ward and Big Jeff,
that's when
it's
real.
like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it did not disappoint whatsoever. Now, let me say this. I just took a trip over to current and future Nissan Stadium on my way in this morning. All the LED ribbons at current Nissan Stadium have that logo in black. Nice. I mean, you can see it in the nighttime or the early morning sky, kind of illuminate. And then I was just thinking about, today feels different.
Yeah.
this is more than just a rebrand or whatever you want to call it, because I'm seeing all these hundreds and hundreds of workers with their vests and hard hats on walking to the job site to finish up what's going to be. I was like, today feels different in a very, very good way. Uniforms, home run, in my opinion. I just, very clean. I don't know. I love the tri-stars on the rib cage. That stuff's cool.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
The white helmets. Oh my gosh.
I didn't know how the white on white was going to work with the white bars.
No. Roll out the stormtroopers. Let's go. That's my favorite uniform combination anyway.
Me too.
Roll it out.
No doubt.
But yeah, clearly a lot of thought went into this. I'm sure it took quite a bit, which Burke Nihill will tell you coming up later on the show. I'm interested to hear what he has to say. But it's exciting, to say the least.
Yeah, it's
really
exciting.
Yeah.
I love, too, the rendering, real quick. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. The Nissan Stadium tweeted out a picture and said a new look at Nashville's biggest stage on what the logos and branding. I love how the block letters look in the new end zone in new Nissan Stadium. And I know a lot of fans noticed this and like this, but it's Titan blue with white letters and colored end zones.
Oh, it pops now.
It really looks
pops.
good.
And that's just a rendering. Like, I want. Wait till we see the real thing.
you like the historical component of it as well, where you are using the oldest color instead of having to do throwback jerseys. Like, now that's the primary color as well.
Let me say this, Mr. Adams. That was his color.
Yeah.
Like, that was his thing. And I think Miss Amy feels the same way. And I think they were very smart to lean into that.
Absolutely.
Because let's face it, those throwbacks they put on a couple of years ago, that's some of the cleanest throwbacks. I mean, I really like the Eagles and the Kelly Green, and I really, love
Seahawks is cool.
Oh, that's fantastic. And people love the creamsicles in Tampa Bay, all those things. But that's a really great color. And I think they really took those kinds of things under consideration. I think it looks good. I really, really do. And the new logo, like, I'll take flames or no flames, whatever. I don't, let me just say this. Everybody out there getting to work this morning, who's going with me to the Titans team store to go get some new gear? Because I am making an appointment to go do that today. Because I'm at least picking up a lid and maybe a shirt or I don't know, something. But
there's so much good stuff.
As soon as they posted the thread, I was like, here's the gear shop. And I'm like, I'll do mine in person, but let me see what I'm looking at.
I decided to do both. Decided to do both for sure.
Yeah, I can definitely see a new lid on my head by the end of the day. Well, probably by midday, really.
Honestly.
Because I think they're going to have Jim Wyatt posted a picture from the screenshot last night from the screen they were using at the Pinnacle. And there's actually some pop-up shops in addition to Team Store. And then I think today at the Team Store, there's Titans players and alum, I guess, at least doing autographs from like 11:30 to 1 or 1:30.
That's right, 11:30 to 1:30.
Yeah. So you can go in there and meet some folks, get a John Hancock from somebody, and pick you up some new merch. But, I'm excited about it. It just, I don't know. Like I said, it just feels different today.
Yeah. I just retweeted that, by the way, at Ramon Will. We just retweeted the picture from Jim Wyatt of the big screen at the Pinnacle, which looked awesome, by the way they did everything yesterday. And you've got the seats of the orchestra that played Jeffrey Simmons and Cam Ward onto the stage. That's right below
like a 50-piece orchestra.
I know.
Really?
Yeah, dude, somebody did some homework here, and they put on a show because everybody that I saw posting about it was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it was. All the response I got, and it's crazy. I got a real good friend that's a Titans fan, and even he was just like, I gotta go change clothes. Like, he had to go change clothes, right? He was so excited, man.
Well, I talked to Jeff Fisher, Coach Fisher, a couple of days ago, and he said, I think I'm going to go to this. And sure enough, he showed up. We were like, hey, look, Coach Fisher. I'm interested to hear I hope to touch base with him today. I'm interested to hear his feedback because I'm pretty sure he saw a lot of things he liked.
I think it works really well, Rhett, with the new era of Titans football that is going to be on the football field this season as well. And it is not lost on me or you or any Titans fans to understand the timing that kind of works of you announce all these new free agents and you go get Alontae Taylor, who becomes official yesterday, and Wan'Dale Robinson and John Franklin Myers, and you enter a new era in so many different ways. And I think that's what's really cool. And I know I said it earlier in the show. Like, I think this is a Titans era for the originals and for the people that were at Vanderbilt or at the Liberty Bowl to see the Tennessee Oilers.
Sure.
And I think it's also for new Nashville as well. And then wherever you are in between those two, if you've been here for 10 years and not just one or not 30, like it feels like there's a little bit of something for everyone to take ownership of this brand together. And I like the way it bridges the gap between Tennessee Oilers, Tennessee Titans, two-tone flame heads in the stands, and new Nashville that's changing as well.
Well, and you said something earlier this hour that made a lot of sense. I love that they have gone to the Tennessee branding of this. Mm-hmm. Yes, it resides in Nashville, but this is the Volunteer State's professional football team from east to west to middle Tennessee and everything in between. And I'm very glad to see that because this is your team, everybody out there this morning. I mean, this is it.
For sure.
And that's why I say today feels different because as I was pulling up in one of the parking lots of current Nissan Stadium, just kind of looking at the stuff on the LED ribbons in the building and about to be its last season in existence and seeing all the workers get to new Nissan Stadium to finish that thing out. Seeing about all the work that Mike Borgonzi and Dave Ziegler and Reggie McKenzie and all these guys, Chad Brinker have been just buried in film and evaluation, and then all the coaching staff that Robert Saleh and his guys have put together. And I mean, it's some of the most active free agency transactions that I may have ever seen in time. Like you knew this was going to be a rebuild, and that's what it is. That there's something being built here in this, and you got some cornerstones. You got Jeffrey Simmons. You've got some things that is there, but it feels different because there's something emerging out of the foundation into the sky, into the kind of reaching out. It's just different to me. It is, and with what they've done in free agency so far, like it's going to make April 23rd real interesting.
Yeah. Sure is.
He's setting this thing up for the draft to kind of come to him if I'm Mike Borgonzi and I'm reading the room correctly. But man, think about this. Public relations, they didn't send out everything at once. They just sent it in a little 2 and 3 and 4 player waves about we've done this, confirming what had been reported. Yeah. Like, it's a lot of transactions where there's 4 or 5 emails yesterday. I'm like,
it's crazy.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But
it's awesome.
Got a lot of homework to do. I was thinking about going to mandatory minicamp. I'm like, God, it's a lot of new faces, a lot of new numbers. Yeah. I mean, you got right now 9 draft picks.
Right.
And then, 16, 17 new players, whatever? Or, golly.
I love it. Rhett Bryan hanging out this morning, giving his thoughts. Good to see you. Appreciate you.
Good to see you all.
We'll take more calls and more signings yesterday. New stuff from the Titans. A couple depth moves they made. We'll tell you what they did and take more of your calls after this. Put Lee Company on your team and stay ahead of the game with home maintenance, repairs, and more. For as little as $14 a month, become a Lee Company Plus member and receive 4 annual visits to your home for your heating, for your air conditioning, for your plumbing, and electrical systems. This is help for all 4 seasons. And sometimes in Middle Tennessee, as you know, we get all 4 seasons in a week. So make sure that your heating system's ready for the cold air, your air conditioning system for the warmer air, plumbing, electrical systems, you name it. Lee Company can fix it and make sure it's running the way that it's supposed to. Even better, you're going to get a deal as well with Lee Company Plus. Lee Company Plus members receive up to 20% off on every visit, and you enjoy priority service. So learn more online at leecompany.com/plus. It's a no-brainer. Platinum Home Protection starts with a Lee Company Plus membership online at leecompany.com/plus. That's Lee Company, all you need. Ramon Will wrapping up hour one this morning on 104.5 The Zone. Brent Hubbs of VolQuest in a half hour previewing Tennessee and Vanderbilt today from the SEC tournament. And Titans president and CEO Burke Nihill will join us in studio in 1 hour to talk about the new brand of Titans football, the new branding of Titans football. 615-737-1045 for your thoughts. Rodney in Fayetteville is up next this morning. What's up, Rodney?
Morning, Rodney.
Morning, fellas. It's not Rodney, it's Robbie, but that's all right.
Robbie, sorry about
What the
that.
heck,
Welcome.
J-Hawk?
I don't like these phones, man.
Robbie, we're going to get them
I
right.
blame the phones.
You know what? Like I said, if that's the worst thing I get called all day today, it's going to be all right.
All right.
I love y'all fellas. I work third shift. I get to listen to y'all going home every morning. Ramon, you said something a while ago that just hit a nerve. I work 6-7 days a week. The Tennessee Titans are my team. They haven't been good. That's fine. But, that's a release for me.
Mm-hmm.
But when you said something about if they had a charge to watch the release,
Mm-hmm.
I got it. The season ticket holders, they got money, and they're there. But I make it to 2 games a year if I'm lucky. Do I have to pay for every damn thing that they do? I want to see the new uniforms. I want to see, I want to be excited for the change. And I know there's leaks and all that stuff, but dang, what's the limit? Mm-hmm. And I know, Ramon, I know that's not you. Will, I know that's not you, but, if you want to start charging for everything that they do, when are you going to price out the little guy? What's the limit?
For sure, Robbie. And my point of saying that as well, though, too, wasn't that the Titans had planned on charging for. I just know in today's world of streaming and doing these types of things, this type of stuff comes up. And the reason I brought it up, though, Robbie, ain't because of the Titans. It's because everything that we do digitally, even Twitter, even Instagram, there's almost a charge for it. You play games on your phones. Like I said that because I feel like we're conditioned for it, and that was, I guess, from the Titans' perspective, an exclusive event for season ticket holders and stuff like that they want to just make exclusive. We all got it, from my understanding, the same release and videos and everything else, Robbie. It's just that, be quite honest with you, I feel like we're just conditioned to either just pay for streaming with everything.
Your point was they could have paid to stream it as a subscription, and they didn't.
And they did.
So Ramon's point wasn't, why are they charging? It was they could have charged anything, and we all would have paid it. But they didn't. So that was the point Ramon was making, not to be critical and say they're trying to make money, but saying, like, we love all this stuff so much that they could, and they didn't. So.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Robbie, appreciate the call, Robbie. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I'm watching, and this is going to be NBA, but I still feel the same way. I was watching the Celtics and Spurs, and you got Jason Tatum versus Wemby playing, and I saw seats empty in the lower bowl, and I said to my wife, I texted to Ron too, I was just like, has Ticketmaster, has the online ticket sales ruined the game for us people that want to go to these matchups that we got to see our stars in? That's the reason I made that comment, not because the Titans were thinking of doing that or that they should have done it. I just hate that we have to pay crazy amounts of money to do simple, enjoyable life things with our family. That's what I was getting at.
Sure. Well, I know they've made it a point to have so many different price points for new Nissan Stadium, and I know, I can tell you firsthand, that is important in that building, and Burke has come on this show and talked about it too, talk about the importance of making this accessible to all of Tennessee and all of Nashville. So that's something that's certainly on their minds, for sure. Some more moves made yesterday, Ramon, on the team itself, wearing those jerseys. Another tight end added yesterday. Tom Pelissero reporting the Titans agreed to terms with tight end Kylan Granson. Had a career low in targets, catches, and receiving yards. Just 7 catches on 9 targets for 40 yards, signing a 1-year deal with the Eagles last offseason. Former 4th-round pick of the Colts in 2021. He turns 28 this month. He is a blocking tight end and special teamer. And that was a need that you can also check off the list.
Absolutely. They're filling bodies. Again, these 1-year deals, I'm not mad at them either. You're getting dudes with a whole lot of experience and age, man. I feel like they're almost treating us like the transfer portal, getting guys with some experience, man, that understand what they want this team to look and be like more than anything.
2 other safeties added yesterday. Jordan Schultz reported that the Titans will add former Jet safety Tony Adams. Tony Adams has played a good bit of football.
He has.
36 games played for the Jets. The latest player to reunite with Robert Saleh. 36 tackles last year for New York. 5 pass breakups. Had a sack from the safety position. 262 total coverage snaps. He has played in 53 games and made 36 starts in 4 years. Teron Davenport wrote at ESPN.com that he has played a little bit of corner in the past as well. I think this is someone that's going to have a decent shot, without seeing the draft class and the rest of free agency so far, of making the team and being a core special teamer and maybe a third or fourth safety kind of option.
Jarek Reed, that is.
Talk about Tony Adams. Jarek Reed as well, who we'll get to in a second.
And I thought about that as well. We're speaking about the answers as far as like Alante playing inside, outside. If you got a guy and Tony Adams that can also play corner, like imagine what you can do as far as shifting the defensive scheme for those type of guys. You don't know who's blitzing or who's dropping in coverage. That's what I think this signing does for you as far as the flexibility and understanding Robert Saleh's defense as well.
For sure. Jarek Reed signed with the Titans in late November. He will be back on I believe, 1-year deal. Yep, 1-year deal. He played 58 snaps in 3 games, 27 special team snaps. Will play a special teams role. Teron again, and Teron Davenport's done a great job of having an updated free agency tracker at ESPN.com every time a move is made, and I love reading his nuggets and notes on this because Teron's great. It says he'll play a special teams role, perhaps serving as the personal protector on punt team, which was previously occupied by safeties Mike Brown the past 2 seasons and Kevin Byard before him.
Okay. All right, so they're setting it up for guys to be in specific roles who's been specialty guys at those roles too. Again, special teams can't take a step back, especially as much flex and power that Bones Fossil has in knowledge as well.
I like that a lot of the depth additions they've made are guys who have started in their careers. Tony Adams has started a lot of football games.
Yes, he has.
Solomon Thomas has started a lot of football games. Mm-hmm. Cordell Volson started a lot of football games. If Austin Schlottman is the backup at center, started some football games this past season. You're not just adding only the UDFAs that are underneath the starters. And there's obviously a place for UDFAs. I get it. And Tony Adams at one point was a UDFA, but there are guys who have done it before.
Yeah.
In all parts of the depth chart. Let's go to Daniel in the borough on uniform conversation. What's up, Daniel?
Morning, Daniel.
Hey, good morning, guys. I want to say I love listening to Nomar and Will on the morning show. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Daniel.
I'm not a Titans fan. I'm not from here. I've been here about 18 years. I respect the Titans, but this year, I will absolutely go buy some. I wouldn't wear the Oilers logo on it, but I would wear this color scheme with Titans. It's a new look. It's fresh. I agree with everything you guys said so far, and I'm excited about the look. I'm also excited about getting Slay in here and talking about some SEC tourney, guys.
Yes.
Let's go.
I love it. Thank you, Daniel. That is a great point, and I'm glad you brought that up because we have a lot of state pride in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people that have moved here who are Eagles fans, who are Falcons fans, Panthers fans, Bears fans, what have you. But the merch, I think, is the thing that is really cool about this. Yeah. And the fact that you've got a TN logo and you've got the TriStar stuff that is so accessible in this that people love representing the state of Tennessee.
No doubt.
And now, if you don't associate as a Titans fan, I think there are people like Daniel out there that will want stuff that represents Tennessee.
For sure.
And I think that's really cool.
For sure.
It's a good idea.
And it's new. That store is probably going to be mostly sold out today. The store, I figure we'd ask Bert that. The team store will be open.
I'll be honest, I ordered 2 hats and a jacket last night, and I got a notification literally 20 minutes ago, and it said typically that it's going to take like 4 days. Says item is already shipped.
That's
of
it.
New logo hat that I bought last night at 6:23 this morning. So there you go. They're moving quickly. There are a lot of hardworking people making sure that y'all get your new gear. All right, Tennessee takes down Auburn. We can talk about that a little bit, set the table for Tennessee and Vanderbilt today, plus more reaction. Take a look at our poll this morning at Ramon and Will. Wide open as much as we can this morning to get to as many of your calls as we can on the new branding. 615-737-1045 as hour 2 begins next. What's going on? Will Bowling here for my friends at Brentwood Hearing Center. Maybe you have been in big buildings with big crowds watching some basketball over the past few weeks thinking, I can't hear the person next to me. Hear the person behind me, maybe hear the conversation in front of me. I want to hear the person that I came here with, that I'm talking to. I don't hear well in crowded restaurants or bars watching games. I'm here to tell you, Brentwood Hearing Center can help with that. You would not believe the things that this technology can do. The latest hearing device technology on the market, which is going to help you hear when there's background noise. And the best thing about Brentwood Hearing Center is you're not just getting the factory settings of whatever these devices do and you get them out of the box, because they know there's no cookie cutter approach to better hearing. You are going to get something that is tailored to your specific hearing needs when you sit down with one of their doctors of audiology. Check them out online at BrentwoodHearingCenter.com, or you can call them 615-377-0420. Conveniently located right at the Brentwood Old Hickory exit off of I-65. They're going to get you off the sidelines and back at the game. 615-377-0420, online at BrentwoodHearingCenter.com. Brentwood Hearing Center, better hearing, better life.
7:04, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Down studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Tennessee Vols complete the comeback thanks to a 22-2 run in the second half, beating Auburn 72-62 in the round 2 of the SEC basketball tournament. Freshman forward Nate Amen, in his first game back since February 28th, did not disappoint, scoring 27 points and adding 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal in the win. Tennessee moves on to play Tyler Tanner and Vanderbilt today with a 2:30 p.m. tip-off at Bridgestone Arena. You can hear Vol Networks coverage right here on 104.5 The Zone starting at 2. In NFL news yesterday, former Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray and the Vikings agreed to a 1-year contract. Murray and former 10th overall draft pick J.J. McCarthy will battle it out in camp this offseason. And it's a new era in Tennessee Titans football, unveiling a new logo, colors, and helmet yesterday, giving nod to both Oilers and Titans history, combining into one, being the Titans of Tennessee. Titans also made some moves in free agency yesterday, signing 3 players, re-signing defensive back Jarek Reed, and the Titans are also adding former Jets safety Tony Adams and former Eagles and Colts tight end Kylan Granson. All 3 are on 1-year deals. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into hour 2 on this Friday morning. We've got a new Titans look and brand. We've got Titans president and CEO Burke Nihill stopping by in 40 minutes to talk about it. We've got your thoughts, of course, as well. It's 615-737-1045. And, of course, Ramon, Brent Hubbs. Here in 15 minutes, we'll talk some Vols with us. A lot of Vols hoops discussion.
Yeah.
After a win over Stephen Pearl's Auburn Tigers, 72-62 yesterday, a 20-0 run spanning 6 minutes and 36 seconds for the Vols to set up a grudge match with Vandy.
Yeah, man. Best of 3. Here we go, man. The stadium should be rocking. The first session is, I think, elite today, just in general. You got Florida, Kentucky. What a matchup that's going to be. And just in general, the Vols versus Vanderbilt. I'm not sure if they, strategically set this up this way. The brackets just fell the way the brackets are. But if you really want to pack out that arena on a Friday, you set this game up. And Vols got the job done yesterday against the way Brady Quinn this morning on Two Pros and a Cup of Joe called him, against Bruce Pearl's son. By the way, can he chill, Bruce, for a little bit?
Of course not. When has Bruce Pearl ever chilled, Ramon?
Listen, I liked Bruce when he was at Tennessee. All right? He was cool to me. We dapped it up. He came in Gibbs Hall. We chopped it up. I'm cool with all his players and stuff like that. But right. Him behind the stands yesterday just cussing at either fans or the referees, just like, brother, if you don't want these results, go back on the hardwood.
Yeah, we mentioned J.J. Watt earlier in the show.
Watt.
Bruce Pearl has J.J. Watt levels of camera awareness.
Brother.
Of knowing where the camera is and how he can be in front of it.
And he's taking the shine from his son.
27 points for Nate Ament marked the 5th time this season he had reached that number. He is the 10th SEC freshman in the last 20 years.
Cooked.
To achieve that feat in a season. Darius Acuff Jr. is another one of them, and he's obviously playing for Arkansas this year. Team high 27, 17 of those came in the final 11 minutes for Nate Ament, who came back from a leg injury. He had a Connectian performance yesterday. Dalton Connect took over, I believe, with 39 points in 2024 against Auburn at Thompson Bowling Arena at Food City Center. This was that again, just not for as long, obviously, because he wasn't in the first half as much. I love what Rick Barnes said when he was asked, was Nate on a minutes restriction? He said, well, I didn't ask any questions. His exact quote was, I didn't ask any questions. I was going to wait for our medical guys to tell me, and I expected them to tell me, but they didn't, so I didn't ask.
Sound like a ball coach.
4th time this season, the Vols have come back from a double-digit deficit to win in the first, with Tennessee trailing by 10-plus in the second half to come back and win. They finished the game on a 31-11 run.
Yeah, it was good, man, and it was cool to watch the switch as well. With what's Nate meant, because I felt like going into the second half, when he started backing down to Hyde Pettiford, I was like, oh, yeah, he can take advantage of him.
He just shoot over him. Right?
I mean, he did, but
it's a mismatch.
To see him, y'all put him on me?
Oh, you're exactly right.
Y'all know I'm 6'10"? And he showed it yesterday, too. I thought it was funny as well when you got Stephen Pearl, I heard, calling Jalen Carey and Dwayne Brown football players and defensive ends and stuff like that, and they acted like it. I retweeted his comments yesterday after the game. He was like, it's one thing, and I thought about football, and I thought about the Titans for this as well, too. He said, it's cool. This is Jalen Carey. He said, you can play hard if you want to for 2-3 days. He's like, but we train hard. We beat each other up in practice. We're built for this. And I'm just
since the summer.
Jalen Carey, my brother, if he ever decide he want to come play NFL tight end, he got the mindset for it. And that's my dog. I'm messing with him the long way, okay? But for him, that's a football player's mindset, and I love that for him.
He needs to bring that today against his former team.
Yeah, he going to have to.
It's going to be a really fun game.
We got bullied. I felt like we got bullied in Knoxville.
Yeah,
I do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we did.
Vanderbilt deserves the credit for that.
They do.
And the way they brought it.
I don't want to minimize that either.
No, they walked into Tennessee's building, and they kind of played Tennessee style better than Tennessee does.
Yeah, they did.
100%. Now let's see what the response looks like for both teams. I think it's going to be an awesome game.
Under control.
Be an awesome game.
Yeah.
Bam is in Nashville with his thoughts on the new Titans brand and uniforms. Good morning, Bam.
Morning, Bam.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody holding up this morning?
We are excellent.
Friday the 13th, my brother. Let's get to it.
Yeah, man. I'm still on a high from last night. I'm still super happy I got my custom jersey last night and waiting on the white ones to drop so I can get that one done. Man, last night was electric, man. It was definitely, you could definitely feel a shift in, just the mood, just the transition or passing of the torch, let me say that. It felt different last night, you know what I'm saying? It really, really felt like, yeah, this is something new, and the jerseys, man, they're beautiful. It's a work of art, man. It's a work of art. I just sat there and was like, oh, we can get it customized tonight? Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, come on with that. Like, right
they
now.
had that last night?
I got my custom jersey made last night, bro. There.
Okay.
I'm talking about right there.
Oh, all right.
I love it.
You went to the event?
Yeah. Well, of course you didn't see my video. Yes, I was there in the front. I was in the mosh pit. Yes, I was there.
Oh.
It was unbelievable. That's why I'm speaking of how high the energy was, how high, like, it was like pandemonium in there, bro. It was legit being at a concert. The orchestra was dope. Seeing Kyle Branton was dope. Seamus was dope. It was just like the whole thing was very well put together. And then when, they came out with the uniforms, it was like the energy in there was just like, yup, this is definitely it's a new day. Like, it's just the whole thing was just done on a whole different level, bro. So, yeah, the jerseys are what, even though it's got like the Love You Blue, like, kind of thing to it, it's still different. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I love it all the way around. I'm super excited about it.
No doubt about it. Good stuff.
Thank you, Bam. I'm going to talk to you, buddy.
I was also, it was put in our chat too by, the faithful of ours, Mike, cousin Mike. He said that, cousin Scooby ended up getting a Tavondre Sweat helmet, and then he got traded. Apparently, they gave him one of the first helmets last night too. So
I think the first one. Yeah.
It was really good stuff, man. Shout out to him because I'm sure that was a heartbreaker. Tavondre's gone that quick, man. That's good PR is what I would call out, man. Good kudos on the Titans for knocking that out.
And I just retweeted from at Nate Bain, Titans social media, said, for my Titans brothers and sisters who couldn't make the event, we'll have plenty of content coming today. Says Titans YouTube already has the opening and reveal, and Kyle Brandt brought the fire. Watch it now. It's good stuff.
Real good stuff.
I love it. All right, coming up next, more good stuff. We got guests for the next hour here on the show. Again, Burke Nihill going to join us in studio in a half hour to talk about the new Titans branding. And coming up next, Brent Hubbs previews Tennessee and Vanderbilt after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Medical House Calls. Good people, if you're feeling a little bit under the weather, or you know you need to go to the doctor and hadn't gotten there yourself because you don't want to go to either urgent care or just sit in the facility, well, guess what? This is what Medical House Calls is about, man. They want to bring back the concierge to medicine to you. You can go to the website right there, medicalhousecalls.com, where they're available to you 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. They will have same-day appointments available to you or next day guaranteed at the time that you want if, when you call today, is not available to you. That number also is 615-838-2375. But I'm here to tell you, for a flat fee, you can get an evaluation, full exam, treatment plans, and prescriptions if you need it. Yes, these are real physicians, not just some therapist that's coming by your house. No, absolutely not. You can get IV treatment, which I did before because I was feeling a little bit under the weather. And right now we're having this back and forth swing of weather. If you're just feeling under it, get them over to your house to figure out what's going on. Again, it's your time, your schedule at your place, wherever you need them to show up to. MedicalHouseCalls.com or call or text them at 615-838-2375.
Ramon Will, at 104.5 The Zone rolls on a beautiful, cold Friday morning in Nashville. He is Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling, joined at this time each and every Friday by our good friend Brent Hubbs of VolQuest and On 3. Brent, what's up? How are you this morning?
I'm doing fantastic. Ramon, put the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and that song "Fishing in the Dark" in your playlist, my friend. That is a great Dirt Band. Great Friday morning jam to get things started today. Terrific song.
Brent, vibes are high here. We've got a new Titans brand and new jerseys, new logo. We've got Tennessee and Vanderbilt. All of Kentucky has descended upon the city as always, as you know. Vibes are high this morning, Brent. We're feeling good. We're happy to be here.
I was glad he didn't go with the full moon over Kentucky bump back music because I know Big Blue Nation is rolling down there. And, I kind of hope the Titans bring back the Love You Blue. I heard your last caller talk a little bit about that. I was a guy as a kid. I had the Earl Campbell poster hanging on my wall, and I had the Love You Blue pennant. It's actually still probably somewhere in my mom's house.
Nice.
I was a big fan of the whole Love You Blue moniker. I thought it was kind of cool because the Houston Oilers had their own thing. You know, you had the terrible towels and this, but they had their own brand with Love You Blue. I always thought it was really cool.
Hubs, I want to ask you about that, too, as the Titans are rebranding, man. You're a Tennessean. You've seen everything from east to west, man. When the Titans did come to Nashville, do you remember what that was? Or they came to Memphis initially. You remember what that was as far as the state getting a pro team at the time, man?
Well, it was kind of like surprise for one that they were getting it. And, the challenge for the Titans, and this is where our friend Mike Keith and Larry Stone back in the day and those guys did a really good job with PR because there had never been a franchise here. And really in the South, in the true South, you only had the Falcons. I mean, you had the Saints a little bit, but a lot of people were fans of some of the national brands across the state. So you had Steelers fans, you had Cowboy fans, you had some 49er fans because they had won quite a bit. So you had to convert some of those people, and convert a lot of those people into trying to create the Titans as a state team and not just a Nashville team. And they obviously did a really good job of that. There was excitement with it. Winning early certainly helped, and they had some players that you could really rally behind that were the face of that franchise. But they did a great job with PR across the state, branding them as the Tennessee NFL team, and certainly never trying to compete with the Vols. Trying to make people understand you didn't have to pick one between the other, and it was a challenge that I think they did a good job with.
No doubt.
I love it. Brent Hubbs of VolQuest with us this morning on Ramon and Will. Tennessee and Vanderbilt today, Brent, from Bridgestone Arena right down the road. What stands out about the matchup to you, and what adjustments does Tennessee have to make today in order to find more success than they did over the weekend in a loss at home to Vandy?
Well, you can't score 22 points in a half of basketball and expect to win, and you can't turn it over 9 times in the first half and expect to win. So offensively, 2 things have to happen. 1, they got to take care of the basketball. 2, they got to get in the paint and play basketball in the paint. When they went into the post and got the ball inside and played inside out or just played to the rim from the inside, things went well for Tennessee in the second half. That's why they scored 60 points. They have got to play that way today. Obviously, Nate Ament being back, we'll see how his body is after, back-to-back games here. Jacoby Gillespie played a ton of minutes yesterday. Those are the concerns that you have from a physical standpoint. But mentally, Tennessee's got to be much sharper than they were in the first half in Knoxville. And then on the defensive side, Vanderbilt built that lead in Knoxville by playing inside. We all think about them as a 3-point shooting team, and they'll shoot threes today, don't get me wrong. But where they got after Tennessee was they went to the rim. Their guards got inside. Tennessee had a hard time with some of their high ball screen actions. So the guards today and Tennessee defensively has to do a good job of playing through screens, and they can't allow Vanderbilt to get comfortable playing offense inside the paint. They got to make it hard in there for sure.
Brent, I know you've seen a lot of really good players come through, not only this program under Rick Barnes and the Auburn coach's dad, Bruce Pearl. I don't know if you heard about that. And obviously, a lot of really good players have come through Tennessee. It's amazing Rick Barnes' ability to find the right kinds of personalities to go with the amazing talent. And I love the quote from Nate Ament yesterday where he says, "You don't get Nate Ament without Rick Barnes." What is unique to you, Brent? What stands out about Nate and his legacy he's going to leave here in a very short amount of time in a Tennessee uniform? My thought yesterday was just kind of enjoy him while you got him, because this kid, what he did yesterday was pretty special.
Oh, no doubt. First of all, shout out. I mean, you think the head of officials appreciated getting dressed down by Bruce Pearl from the third row?
Crazy.
I mean, he's sitting at the scores table just doing observations, and all of a sudden, this voice that he's heard on the phone screaming at him for years is now screaming at him in Bridgestone Arena. As for Nate Ament, just fantastic. I mean, he's... enjoy him while you got him is the best way to say it. And the thing that I am impressed with Nate Ament is, for a young guy, as the moment gets more tense, it seems like he gets more comfortable. When you look at Nate Ament, I think it's like 76 or 77% of his second half points in SEC play have come in the last 12 or 13 minutes of the game. Like, when it gets to that time, it's like, okay, it's Nate time. And yesterday became Nate time. And he brought Tennessee back. He had help, don't get me wrong, but I mean, 10 in a row, he was the catalyst that got everything going in the right way for Tennessee.
No doubt about it. I was telling Will earlier in the second half, when you saw him catch a wave a little bit, he start jumping in the crowd and start hitting outside shots as well. And then you end up having Tahad Pettiford on him as well, Hubs. He looked back and was just like, oh, y'all really put him on me? And I feel like when he's in his bag, Hubs, like, he recognizes the matchup more times than not, man. And it's growth.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. I mean, he's gone from a talented basketball player to a basketball player with an IQ that understands, okay, what do I have? How do I size the matchup up? I think Jimmy Dykes pointed this out on the television broadcast yesterday. I mean, at one point, Gillespie ran right at Nate Ament and forced a switch that got Pettiford on. And when he did, then Nate Ament went to work because he had such a size advantage. There were other times they got a switch where it was a big man on Nate Ament out on the perimeter. He puts his head down and he goes to the rim and he gets fouled because the big man can't keep him in front of him. So his awareness and understanding of what's going on the court, who's in front of him, how to get a shot, how to get to the free throw line is a big part of his game. And, man, that is just something we have really seen him grow at. And Jacoby Gillespie and all of his teammates were certainly happy to see him back because they needed all the help they could get yesterday. Hopefully Tennessee got whatever jitters they had out of the way and are ready to go today, because this will be a heck of a challenge that they play today against a really good Vanderbilt team.
Man, I feel like Vanderbilt, of course, is in Nashville. This is their team city, of course, but it's a neutral site, Hubs. This one's going to be, I guess, I don't want to call it toxic, but it might end up being that way. But just looking at Felix Okpara and JP Estrella, and just the roles that the football player is going to have to play as well with Dwayne Brown and Jalen Carey. I joke, but that's what they're being called because they're so physical. They're so big. And I felt like in Knoxville, Hubs, they got bullied. What kind of message do you think that group got from Rick Barnes in this matchup?
Well, I think it starts with the guards, and it's get them the ball and get them the ball in the first half and get them in a rhythm. I would certainly like to see JP Estrella be more aggressive offensively in the first half. In the last two games, he's not taken a shot in the first half. But he's 11 of 14 in the second half in those two games. Like get going earlier, big fella. Assert yourself into the game offensively. And I understand you want to play within the confines of the system and in the flow, but man, you get the ball at 8 foot in front of the rim. Look to score right there and get yourself going. But the guards have to help them get going as well, and that was the thing in Knoxville. They were a non-factor in the first half in Knoxville. The collection of those four post players had 2 field goal attempts in the first half, and they were both by Felix Okpara. And I think one of them was a heave as the shot clock expired, and the other was an offensive rebound. So they did not have a real set play or set shot true post move for any of those guys. They got to get that started today. They cannot sit here and you look up at the half and they've got 2 field goal attempts in the post, because they've got to play at the rim. That's the other thing Gillespie did a great job of yesterday, is he did not settle for anything on jump shot wise. When he didn't make his first couple of jump shots, man, he put his head down, went to the rim, and finished terrific in the second half at the rim. Tennessee's got to attack the basket from the guard spot, from the forward spot, and from the post spot.
Brent Hubbs of AllQuest, our guest this morning on Ramon and Will, as he is every Friday at 7:20. Switching gears to the football side of things, Brent, and the legit football players, not just the ones that are compared to football players of the basketball team. How much of an advantage can George McIntyre or Faison Brandon build in the quarterback competition this spring? Obviously, no one's going to win it in the spring, and Josh Heupel will probably wait until game week 1 to tell us who the starter really is, or maybe just that morning of week 1. But what is valuable to these guys as they head into spring ball starting next week?
Well, I think there's that line, right? And this will be the challenge for George, because the expectation and the pressure is on George. And George has got to play within the confines. He's got to take care of the football, but he's also got to rip it. He can't be check down Charlie now. I mean, he's going to have to push the ball and drive the ball down the field and take some chances, because that's the expectation and that's what he's coached to do. That's why Hendon Hooker didn't win the job going into the 21 seasons, because he was too conservative really in spring and fall camp and didn't open it up till he got his opportunity on the field. So you got to be aggressive there. I think Faison's playing with house money right now. That's how he should feel. He should completely just cut it loose and go play. And then try to put the pressure on George that way. But I think both those guys, it's going to be about execution, and it's going to be about decision-making. They got a lot of help around them, okay? They're bringing back a bunch of guys up front. You're bringing back 2 established receivers. You're bringing back talented receivers who maybe aren't the most established, but Rodarius Jackson showed he could play. Everybody's curious to see what Tristan Keys can do. Ethan Davis is a weapon at tight end. So they've got weapons around them. They've just got to disperse the football the right places, execute on time in their delivery of the football, and go play. And he who plays the best is the one who's going to come out of the spring with the most momentum. But you're exactly right. Nobody's going to have an answer to this thing until August.
Britt, can this offensive line be a strength of this team and of this offense? What do you kind of feel about that group and their ability to take a step forward with, like you mentioned, a lot of guys coming back, and then Ori Williams coming in from LSU on that right side?
They better be a strength. If they're not a strength in this day and age of the portal, when you choose to bring everybody back, basically, you're doing so saying that this is a good group and this group's got to play well. I mean, I know David Sanders is flipping to the other side, but there's no way he's not better in year 2 than he was in year 1, just from a physical standpoint. Wendell Moy was a good player last year. You bring him back. Pendleton should be better. Jesse Perry can play inside or outside on the right side. You can play Sham Umaroff in there. If you played Sham at right guard and you played Perry at right tackle, you're bringing back 5 starters on the offensive line. On a team that threw for over 3,000 yards last year, rushed for over 2,000 yards. I mean, how many teams in college football can you say, hey, we're bringing 5 starters back on the offensive line? They better be a strength.
No doubt about it. That's kind of where I want to go. And I almost forgot about Sham Umaroff, just to be quite honest with you, because you're right. Like, the rotation allowed so much experience last year. But I wanted to ask you, because I forgot about Sham, but Ori Williams, the transfer from LSU, I think some think he's slated to be the right tackle. But as you said, that could still be a 3-way competition between Jesse at right tackle, Jesse at right guard, Sham at right guard, and also Ori Williams at right tackle as well. How do you kind of see that?
Well, I think at worst case, Ori Williams is your 3rd tackle, but he may be your starter. Here's where Ori Williams' challenge is. He got to completely buy into being a right tackle. In his heart of hearts, he wants to be a left tackle, Ramon. I mean, he does. He has publicly stated that. He said that during the recruiting process. In his heart of hearts, he would like to be the left tackle. He's got 3 years of eligibility left. He's got to embrace being a right tackle. Like, it's not some horrible badge to be labeled the right tackle. Right tackles are effective players. They're making money at the next level. Heck, they're making money at the collegiate level at the right tackle spot. It's okay to play right tackle and not play left tackle, because you can still be a well-compensated, well-thought-of, good football player. See Darnell Wright these days at the Chicago Bears. He has to completely buy into that mentally first, because if he's resistant to it, then he's never going to completely commit to learning it the way he needs to. That is his first challenge. I don't have any reason to say he hasn't bought in, Ramon, but I know when someone is publicly adamant that he's a left tackle, then mentally you have to adjust your mindset. The same way a tackle who slides inside at guard. If you fight that, you're not going to be as good as you can be at guard. He has to completely buy into the right tackle position. If he does, then I think that right side is going to be a great storyline to watch throughout spring practice.
I do too. Another great one as well is Hubs. What is Coach Inge going to do with the plethora of linebacker talent? I know they got to be special teamers and they're going to have to grow up a little bit, but Arion Carter is still here. And I feel like we hadn't mentioned his name but twice this entire offseason just yet. But you still got some 4- and 5-star guys, 4-star guys that are in competition. How do you settle that group? Is just a good problem to have.
He who produces plays.
Good,
real simple.
Good.
I mean, now listen. That's rare in this day and age, right? I mean, it's rare to have depth at a position, but Arion Carter's going to miss spring, but he's a smart guy. He'll learn this defense. He'll be ready to go. Spillman is a guy that Jim Knowles recruited heavily out of high school when he was at Ohio State. He really likes Spillman. Amari Campbell's going to be there at linebacker. He's going to have one of those spots because he's a Penn State linebacker that's played a year in this system. You got to have him on the field just for the communication element, commuting back into the front end and vice versa. So he's going to play. And then, where do you play Jaden Perlotti? What is Jaden Perlotti's position? Where's Jaden Harmon, who's had a good offseason from everybody that you speak to? Where's T. Lander fit in? Where do these young cats fit in? Where does Rouse fit in at the linebacker spot? Yeah. William Inge has got a nice problem to have in that he's got a lot of bodies. He's got a real challenge to have to keep that group as tight-knit as they've been the last couple of years with the depth that he's dealing with right now. Because, I mean, you better not have an off day at that position if you're going to play linebacker in this defense.
Real quick, do we have an update on Arion Carter so far? Have we seen him? Do we expect to see him at least running in the spring or anything?
I don't know that you'll see him. I mean, he'll be doing some rehab and some running, but I don't know that he's going to be in cleats and cut loose or anything like that. That's a surgery. That's a pretty hefty recovery. So it'll be much more about the mental side for him. He should be ready to go by the time we get to June at 100%. So he's obviously progressing fine. But they'll be certainly cautious with him here through the next couple of months to get him back to 100% ready to go in the summer. He's doing weight room stuff and all those things, but putting the cleats on and cutting with that turf toe after surgery, we're not going to take a lot of chances there.
Brent Hubbs joins us Fridays at 7:20 talking Vols here on the show. Get the War Room at volquest.com each and every Friday morning for the very latest on Tennessee athletics on all fronts. Brent, great to catch up as always. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
You too,
yes,
Hubbs.
Brent Hubbs with us this morning, presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, your financial partner for every stage of life. Coming up next, Tennessee Titans President and CEO Burke Nihill joins us in studio after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Jewel Roofing and Exteriors, letting you know about my friends over there, man. They are just good at what they do. And I promise you this, they're local. They've been here for over 25 years. They're a trusted family-owned Middle Tennessee company that's been serving from Clarksville to Murfreesboro, as I told you, for over 25 years. And they stand out by doing the simple things. Those simple things are building relationships and earning trust through referrals. That means you're talking to your neighbor, I'm talking to you, and just letting you know what my experience has been with them. And I'll just be honest with you, they were on top of my roof. I had a slight issue up there, and I thought just my world was going to come crashing down, and I was going to have to move out and get a whole new roof. And All of those types of things. No, they were very upfront and honest about what was going on top of my roof, and they fixed it quickly. They let me know, the timeline I'd have with that roof and what the materials are that they put on top of it as well. But I know this. I hadn't had any issues whatsoever with them. They're just good at what they do. They don't do the high-pressure stuff or door knocking, the storm chasing at all. I'm going to tell you, for a local, amazing company that you should use when it comes to your roofing, is Jewel Roofing. You can call them at 615-868-9999 or simply visit their website at jewelroofing.com. That's Jewel Roofing with 2 L's.com.
Ramon Will continues, wrapping up hour number 2 this morning on 104.5 The Zone on a big and busy day with lots to discuss. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, pleased to be joined this morning by Tennessee Titans President and CEO Burke Nihill as a new era of Tennessee Titans football is underway. Burke, welcome. Good morning.
It's good morning, Will.
Good morning.
It absolutely is. We are excited. We've got a Cam Ward jersey. Ramon, do you want to show this to our audience on Zone TV? Here we go. We've gotten our look at this. How exciting is this, and how excited are you to unveil this, a new logo and a new identity for the organization?
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly the people who have worked on this project are proud, but I hope that the fans are proud too. I know the players are. The players who put on the uniform over the last couple of weeks and got to feel what it feels like in it, They loved it. They expressed a lot of pride putting on that jersey. Yesterday was a really fun day. There was just a spark and an energy in the room that I think exceeded a lot of people's wildest expectations. And there's just a freshness in the air about this team. And the uniforms have something to do with it, but so does the front office. And, we're hoping that this is a real shift for the team this week.
So I want to go to the start of this process, and I can't imagine all of the steps that it takes to have a refresh like this. Where did this idea begin, and what kind of sparked this process of moving the Titans brand into a new era?
Yeah, sometimes you got a lot of things going on, and you're kind of looking ahead to the paths ahead. And with a new stadium coming online, at some point, looking ahead down that road, there was this recognition that if there was ever a time to take a step back to do some soul searching, as in, what is our soul as an organization? Who have we been? Who are we now? Who do we want to be forever? Then that's a moment when there's a freshness of a new stadium coming online, and so it's been since probably 2021 or so is when we started thinking pretty seriously about it. But these processes don't just happen in a boardroom overnight. We've done a lot of work with fan surveys consistently. We did a lot of actual focus groups with fans, with alumni, and some of our current players. We talked to community leaders and asked them some of those same questions about what's important to them about the Tennessee Titans. What are the best parts of us? How can we be better? And over time, just kept working down the funnel until we landed on something that everyone's very proud of.
No doubt about it. We're here with Titans President CEO Burke Nihill. Burke, how did you hide it for so long? I'm so serious. Nobody got a leak. There were small images, and this doesn't happen in today's world of everybody got access. How?
Yeah, I mean, practically there were a lot of NDAs, but the people who were actually working on the project within our building, there was this sense of care about getting it right in terms of what the design should look like and how we ultimately show up and what we land on, but also doing this in a first-class way, and that includes introducing it in the best way to our fans and to our players, to the market when the time comes. And so there was just this sense of stewardship and protection of the project, and we even internally there were times where there were only a handful of people who kind of knew what steps had been taken and how we'd advanced, and we're just very, very careful all along the way to be doing this the right way.
What were the players' responses to it? Because that's usually what matters in the end, and we're still kids at heart. Yeah. Usually players are, and I'm sure it might have been Christmas for them when they saw it. But what was it like for you guys to watch them kind of put them on?
Yeah, we'll put some of that out on social media at some point, but there was some giggling and the reactions were awesome. Yeah. Cam's reaction in particular was pretty cool because he walked into a dressing room and saw the jerseys on a mannequin, and he was reacting and then turned around. He's like, "Where's mine? I need to put this on right now. Where's mine?" And going back to obviously there's some inspiration to the throwbacks, and that was a really meaningful data point for us because we had players who, Ramon, they're putting on uniforms from Pee Wee and Pop Warner in high school and college and NFL. They're wearing some pretty great iconic uniforms along the way. And when our players put on those throwbacks, their reaction, the pride that they felt was special. There was a player who, long after the game was over, was sitting in his locker and would not take his jersey off after one of those games. And he was just talking about how he loved how he felt wearing that jersey. Those are important things for a team to take note of. And so we actually have, that experience in our back pocket and helped inform ultimately where we landed.
Titans president and CEO Burke Nihill with us in studio this morning on 104.5 The Zone. So when people will see these colors and they're going to think of Oilers and Houston Oilers and Tennessee Oilers, and I love the way that you all are blending the history with the future and moving into this new era. Why was that important to you all to have this as really a callback to days of old? And also, what was that process like of trying to do both and think of history while also still being the Tennessee Titans?
Yeah, look, I think what I would start by saying is this is about our future, not about our past or our legacy. This is about having something that, 40 years from now, 50 years from now, when my kids are grandparents taking their kids to games, has a pretty similar look and feel as it's going to this season. But we're working our way down that funnel, talking to fans and alumni and others. And there were three things that stood out. One of them was that they wanted this team to even better represent Nashville and Tennessee. The people who live here are proud to live here. They're proud of their city. They're proud of their state. And they want their NFL team to represent that more and more. And so we tried to make sure that was true about the uniforms and our brands. The second thing that we heard, over and over and over again, was that they felt like those throwbacks were the best in professional sports and that they're ours. And they asked that if we were going to have a moment, we're going to think about this, that we keep that in mind, but also build something that's distinctly Nashville, distinctly Tennessee. And so we try to pay attention to that. And the third thing we heard was looking for something that the word that just kept coming up was classic and timeless, those two words. We'd put other logos in front of them from college sports, maybe even some professional sports teams. And the ones that they identified the most were those that made sense in 1950 and 1980, 1990, and will in 2050 as well. And so we wanted to have that as an inspiration too, something that felt timeless and classic.
Your social media team has been elite the last few years. From doing stuff on Broadway to now everybody else is doing stuff like that as well. I didn't know you guys was trying to win an Emmy, because I gotta admit, I'm from this state. I remember when this team came here in '99, and the way you guys set up your social media team, that throwback to the first generation of Titans fans, to kids and now babies, and now those dads are granddads, and you got guys in my age bracket, 40 years old, they got kids that are taking them too. How important was it for you guys to show that, and to honestly, that production was elite?
Yeah, that was a love letter to.
I think people
Titans
cried.
I'm one of those people, Ramon, and I was knew what was coming, and I still got emotional. Last night at the event, I was watching the jerseys come out, and it's just this really emotional, powerful moment. But I also was looking over to my left at my son, and watching him take this in, because at its best, these teams are more than just football teams. There's something that families do together. They're a shared experience with your loved ones. And as we were going to be announcing something new and introducing something new, we wanted to make sure that people understood that we understand how important this team is to people and how much it's meant to their lives. Sometimes it's on Sundays. Sometimes it's throwing a ball in the backyard or riding a bike with your dad or listening to the game on the radio. We feel that sense of stewardship, and this is not something where we're trying to leave behind some sort of memories. This is an evolution, and trying to, for another generation, be even more important to the families in this community, and we understand that responsibility and want to deliver on it.
Burke Nihill in studio with us. We got one more segment coming up here at the top of the 8 a.m. hour with Burke. Want to talk about the new stadium. I know Rhett was mentioned earlier this morning, driving in and seeing it in current Nissan Stadium on the ribbon boards everywhere, seeing all that stuff. It is feeling very real as that building goes up. One more segment with Burke Nihill here as Ramon and Will. Hour 3 begins after this.
8:03, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Tennessee Vols, thanks to a 22-2 second-half run, beat Auburn yesterday, 72-62 in round 2 of the SEC basketball tournament at Bridgestone Arena. Nate Ament returned, did not disappoint as he scored 27 points, including 17 in the second half. Tennessee today will play Tyler Tanner and Vanderbilt with a 2 p.m. tip-off. You can hear Vol Network's coverage right here on 104.5 The Zone starting at 2 o'clock. Other quarterfinal matchups in the SEC. Kentucky takes on Florida at noon. Ole Miss taking on Alabama at 6, and Oklahoma faces Arkansas tonight at 8:30. The Titans made more moves in free agency yesterday, signing 3 players, re-signing defensive back Jarek Reed to a 1-year deal, and also adding former Jets safety Tony Adams and former Eagles and Colts tight end Kylan Granson, both on 1-year deals. In other NFL news, former Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray and the Vikings agreed to a 1-year veteran minimum contract. Murray and former 10th overall draft pick quarterback J.J. McCarthy, they will battle it out in Vikings camp. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Hour number 3 of the show getting started on this Friday morning. Hope you are enjoying the start to your Friday here on 104.5 The Zone. He is Ramon Foster. I'm Will Bowling. Justin Hawkins, our producer. Burke Nihill in studio with us talking about the new brand and the new era of Tennessee Titans football. You guys threw a heck of a party last night. The Nashville Scoring Music Orchestra with the music. Talk to me about all the details and the logistics and the moving parts that went into this, because you guys crushed the release last night.
Yeah, I wish I was prepared like they are at the Oscars to have a list of people to thank. But there is a team back at Vanderbilt Health Football Center that just absolutely gave their life's best work to getting this right. From the people who did the design itself, did the jerseys, the people who were trying to introduce it the right way on social media through the uniform shoots, that father-son video, to the people who through the event itself. There were all sorts of different options out there, and they just kept collaborating to get to a place that was just a really special party that they threw last night with the orchestra and Kyle Brandt, and it was just so well done. And look, I think we've kind of said it before. The most important thing that we can do for the city is win football games, and we get that completely. And we've got to actually earn this what we're trying to do on the grass. But there's a feeling of excellence that is starting to hit every corner of our building, and we believe that over the next few years and over time that's just what this team is going to represent to this city in every way, on the field and off the field, in the stadium. It's just going to be an organization that makes this city and state proud.
You mentioned the state, and on the away jerseys, it has Tennessee on the front. We had a caller earlier this morning in our first hour say, I'm not even a Titans fan, but I want the merch because I love representing Tennessee. And you know as well as we do, there is so much state pride of the TriStar and of representing the TN. I love the secondary TN football logo. I already bought a hat pretty quickly last night with the TN football logo. And why was that important to you all, representing the entire state, not just Nashville, and building upon that brand identity for the whole state of Tennessee?
Yeah, I mean, I have forgiven my parents for not raising me here. This is, to me, just the best place in the world to live and to raise a family and to be from. And when we step back, it was an absolute on-purpose objective that we landed on a general brand identity that represented the state well, but we wanted to have some sort of actual icon and mark that did that differently than we've ever done before. And so we fought really hard to come up with something that felt like it was timeless, but just clearly communicated that we're proud of where we've come from. And to your point, look, there are a lot of people who moved here from some other place, and at some point, we want to earn their fandom. Like if you love this state, we want this. This is this state's NFL team, and we'd love to be your team and to have gear that people can wear to show their pride, and just kind of move a little bit further down the ladder towards being a fan of the team. That was very intentional. And by the way, to those people too, we're coming for your kids because your kids are a lot more impressionable than you are, and we're gonna be in their schools, winning them over too, and serving their schools. We're just truly, that is not any bit of hyperbole at all. This state, this city, we are so fortunate to be here because this is such a special place. And so there's no question that a huge objective here was to represent that pride that we feel and to be able to let people who live here and love it as well see themselves in our uniforms, see themselves in a hat, in a hooded sweatshirt. And again, I think we did that pretty well.
No doubt. What's fascinating more than anything too is just the distribution of colors too, to make the Titans blue more prominent, and then you go to the white and the navy and the red too. I know the red is something that is earned by the players as well. So I'm interested to see how Jeff delegates who gets to use more red or red sleeves too, because it's complementary to it. Was that a part of it as well too, is having the secondary colors like pop because of the Titans blue color?
Yeah, I don't know. There's probably some science behind that combination that just resonates when people look at it. You feel something. It is unique. You put our logo now up against the other 32 teams, and it just stands out, right? You look at the field, and it's just going to stand out. But there was, again, such intention put into the specific colors, including making sure that there was still navy blue on these uniforms, reflecting the state, reflecting the city in the guitar strings. Look, I'm wearing navy blue right now.
Yeah.
And I would also say hang tight. There may be even more to come with navy blue.
No doubt. When you look at it, we spoke a little bit off air as well, and we and Will hit on it too. I think what's unique about this color, as far as the Titans blue being what it is, it creates, as we spoke about, your game day uniform. When you go to other cities that have Green Bay or Pittsburgh or Philly or whoever the iconic team, Dallas, you know their colors. This gives you that right on game day too, to where everybody comes in the line pretty much, man, in the same uniforms. I think that's super unique moving forward with how you guys have branded this too.
Yeah, I mean, let me start here. We want to have an attitude where we're like Secretariat, and you're running your race, and you're running because for the joy of running fast and not really comparing to other teams anywhere. And at the same time, can completely recognize what the Steelers represent to Pittsburgh is something just deep, right? What the Packers mean to Wisconsin is something deep. What SEC schools mean to their states and their cities is something deep. And so absolutely took inspiration from wanting to be that for this state. And so you turn on a game, and these teams I just mentioned, you instantly recognize the team because there is a uniqueness to their color palette. Something like 25% of NFL teams could take the field in a dark blue jersey at any given time. This is a unique color palette, something that's uniquely ours, and I look forward to this taking the field for decades to come and having that same sort of impact and recognition.
Somebody wrote in our YouTube chat in all caps, identity, with exclamation points and stuff. So that's the point.
Preach.
Yeah.
I want to get to Kyle in Nashville real quick. Kyle wanted to send a quick thank you to Burke here on the phones. What's up, Kyle? Go ahead.
Morning, Kyle.
Hey, good morning, guys. Mr. Nihil, I know we just met last night. I had a great time. Moved to Nashville in 2012. Been a season ticket holder ever since I moved here for college, and born and raised here in Tennessee. And what an awesome night last night. But I was walking down with my two buddies late, and they were going to get jerseys, both of them. And I said to them, hey, I was like, I can't afford a jersey. My wife, she will be very mad if I spend this money. And you and your wife just happened to be walking by, and I didn't realize it was you at the time. And you came up and gave me some money and said, get you a jersey. And that meant the world to me. And the things that you don't know is it's been a rough week. My wife's not here, and the reason I couldn't call and ask her if I could get a jersey also is because she's her mom's on hospice and has a few weeks to live, and it just meant a lot to our family. And for anyone else listening, everything that Mr. Nihill just said, talking about identity and about who we are as the Titans and the community, is not just talk. He did it last night for me. It was a moment where, with humbly, I love to give. I caught 2 signed balls last night, gave to some kids. My buddy's like, that was the karma. And for me, it was just like, I don't do good things, so good things happen to me. But seriously, thank you. It meant the world to me. It made our entire night. And I was already faithful to the Titans for my life, but I will always be a Titans fan and a fan of you, Mr. Nihill. So thank you so much to you and your wife.
Thank you, Kyle, for the call.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't have words, Kyle. It's thank you for supporting the team, and it's an honor that our team's a part of your life, and best of luck to your family, man.
Yeah, prayers to your family, Kyle. Absolutely.
Prayers to
Thank you
your
for the
family.
call.
That's tough. A jersey release.
That's awesome.
You can't get red eyes over there.
I'm with you. I did real quick, Burke, want to ask about stadium construction, that building. Like, I've talked with people here in town for the SEC tournament who are like, oh my gosh, like the combine too, going up there. And we had so many conversations like, that building looks awesome every time we drive through. What can you tell us about just the construction, the process as we get closer to that thing opening up doors in not too long?
Yeah. As I said earlier, it's this phrase occurred to me this week. What if one of the world's great stadiums comes online and the team updates its uniforms in a way that just is more iconic.
Yeah.
And the team gets right at about the same time. It feels like there has been this moment that's being written that just kind of keeps seeing playing out. And the stadium's certainly a big part of that. I think it's going to be one of the great stadiums of the world. It's going up really quickly. Thank you to the 2,000 people a day who are showing up, working on that site, putting in the work. We just passed the 1 year mark. So we'll get the keys to the building in less than a year at this point. It is just the coolest thing to be able to walk around and get to feel what the concourses are going to feel like, to get the views. We had said for a long time, there's not a bad seat in the house, and you can now go stand at what would be the furthest seat from the field, and it is an incredible view of the game. So we'll have more little announcements as they come over the next year, but really excited for people to be putting on these jerseys and hooded sweatshirts and that sort of thing, and walking through that stadium, breathing the air, and getting to see some of the other attention to detail that we've paid to the stadium design as well. There's just things that people haven't seen yet that I think they're going to be really excited and proud to be a part of.
Burke, I would almost have to question you on the best seat thing, because when you drive by it, that thing looks massive. It dwarfs the old stadium. So I'm sure, of course, there's architects and engineers that set it up
Design
that way. Yeah, I know, but that thing looks huge, man.
I think look at it this way: that
stadium,
the seating bowl's tight,
right? Okay.
And the size is fan experience. So the taking the current stadium and comparing it to the next one, it's I love this phrase: the light bulb wasn't invented from the continuous improvement of the candle.
Yeah.
If our current stadium's a candle, this new stadium is a light bulb in terms of fan experience and things to do and places to go and ways that you'll get around the stadium. So a lot of the extra space and size and girth goes to that. The seating bowl itself, I mean, it's tight. It's a really great on top of the field action.
Burke Nihill in studio, congratulations on a successful launch, on a new era beginning. Thank you for the time. We really appreciate it.
It's an honor to be here, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Burke.
Love it. That's Burke Nihill with us here in studio. More Ramon and Will after this. Ramon Will, 104.5 The Zone, continuing on in hour number 3. Special thanks to Titans president Burke Nihill for stopping by. Some shirts, some hats. We got a Cam Ward jersey in here that might have to live in the studio. I'm going to wear this. I'm wearing this hat the rest of the show.
You should. I told you should.
I'm claiming this one.
Pull it just a little bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to break it in a little bit.
Not overdo it. Yeah.
I'm not a flat bill guy, but I like a good rope hat.
Yeah.
That have gone popular.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, I think you locked in.
You like it?
Yeah, you locked in now. I got to give it to you.
Man, I like this a lot. Takeaways from what we learned from Burke there?
The idea that they're embracing that this is the state's team.
Yeah.
This is Tennessee. And his acknowledgement too that look, he understands there's different fan bases that thrive and live here. Nashville is a melting pot of everybody moving here. But if you're here, you want to come to a game. You want to support this team. This rebranding and hopefully moving into a winning era for this squad helps this team embrace that as well. I ain't gonna say make it community because that makes it seem small, but make this big to where you want to be a part of it is what I got from him.
Duck says the hat looks weird. I don't have a great head for hats sometimes. I like hats a lot, but I feel like I have an oddly shaped head for them, so that's more on me than it is the hat.
Yeah, don't trip, man. It's all good. I like the design of the hat, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, it does.
I like it a whole lot. I always have to remind myself to move the hat down enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be looking at our monitor on Zone TV and overthinking how this hat looks in my head.
Wow, thanks, Duck.
Really, thanks. Really appreciate that, Duck. Really appreciate that. Thought I was feeling good, looking good. New gear, new hat. No, first comment. That looks weird. All right, well, just not. I know I'm a little weird looking. It's okay. I'm cool with it. I've lived 28 and a half years with it. I'm not tripping.
It's crazy that you call the good Lord's work weird. How about that, huh? How about that? That's crazy, Will.
Unbelievable.
I think it checks, man. That's just me, though. You are who you are.
I like it. All right. Wanted to talk about this today in Ramon. It feels like this was ridiculous. I'm just going to close the chat. This was around the time last year when the Cam Ward buzz really took off. Mm-hmm. And a week after the combine, you go through free agency, you make moves, your decisions start to point towards what your draft philosophy and strategy looks like. And with the free agent moves the Titans have made, Ramon, what is the team telling us about their draft with what they have already done, in your opinion?
You know what? I thought about this 2 days ago, and I thought about it now just looking at the list of signings that they have as well. Just philosophically, I see this team, at least in the early part, saying we're going to make this defense as stout as we possibly can, get as much help that we need, even find ourselves not in a foolproof way of setting this defense up, but there's a lot of bodies. I see a lot of strength on the defense right now. You check the cornerback box, or I just go to defensive back box. You're still checking the defensive line box. You're still checking the edge box. And the way I see it, they're pushing themselves to say defense carry us while Cam grows up. The pieces that they've added offensively, Wan'Dale Robinson definitely checks a box. Daniel Bellinger does as well. But you still got questions about guard, still got questions about center, and you still got questions about what you're going to do with extra help at wide receiver. I see them saying, defense, you be the adults in the room. Carry us. It's okay. Offense, we're giving you time now to grow up. And I think that honestly takes a lot of pressure off of Cam. This defense, in my personal opinion, still is going to have to answer the call week in and week out. There's 0 off days for them. And I don't say that in just saying the defense is conceding in any kind of way or the offense is conceding. But the way I look at it is this offense is going to need time to grow. If they are going to hold true with what they told us that we're going to take Cam back to his rookie year, let him grow up so that way eventually the offense is leading the way. And you're hopeful that the defense has settled itself into what their standards are moving forward. This is how you build up a team, in my personal opinion.
Sure.
As far as the draft goes, I still don't know. I don't. There's no clear answer in my opinion.
I don't think there is either. It's certainly not as clear as what Cam was this time last year. And obviously when you're picking one and you need a quarterback, that's one part of it. And secondly, nobody can steal the guy that you're rumored to love in front of you. I don't use the word love as on purpose.
But let's go there.
Are the Titans' decisions pointing towards drafting Jeremiah Love?
I know you say yeah. I still am a hard no for how they set up the defense. And here again, maybe it's because this is my draft crush. Okay, so excuse me. Say, Ramon, you're an idiot, you're a fool, and all those things that come along with it.
I would never do such a thing.
I know, but somebody might. Ramon, you're dumb, and I'm okay with that. Okay.
Everyone's saying I look ugly on YouTube right now, so we can just keep the insults flowing.
This is the way the good Lord made us. What I'm getting at is this: to me, if I was in that room and I'm a Titan scout and somebody that they take my word seriously, I would look at them and say, I'm standing on the table for Sonny Styles. You know why? Because you allow him and Cam to both grow in the same respect, meaning Cam eventually will be the leader offensively. You got to have a young nucleus somewhere on this defense that you know is a high prime guy, and that to me is him. If you believe Robert Saleh's defense continually carries a Mike linebacker that's a field general, well, plant him in the middle of Jeff, of John Franklin Meyer, of Amani Hooker. Let him grow at Cedric. I'm not saying you got to get rid of Cody Barton as well, but if we're talking about two field generals for this team to be pillars, I personally look at Sonny Styles and Cam Ward being those guys moving forward. I'm standing on the table to say we can have a very solid defense with a lot of young talent mixed with some old heads, and you go. I know Love is a favorite amongst most of this fan base, though.
Fair points.
That's just my point.
Understand how you're getting to that conclusion. Here's my question, though, based on what we've seen this offseason in free agency.
Okay. For the Titans or in general?
In general.
Okay.
Why draft an inside linebacker in the top 5 when really good ones come available as second contract players that I can go pay that doesn't break the bank or the cap? Devin Lloyd is an all-pro linebacker that just inked a 3-year, $45 million deal with only $25 guaranteed for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The reason you draft an edge rusher in the first round is because the elite ones don't come available. And the fact that just to get a good one, like Jalen Phillips, who I'd say is a good edge rusher, coming off of 2 major injuries, a good one costs $20 million a year.
Yeah.
A great linebacker costs $15 million a year, and the all-pros actually are available for you to pay. Not always, but you can go find a good one later in their career. I think the same could be said for running back. Kenneth Walker is available now after winning the Super Bowl MVP. I can go get the top of market for $14 million.
Yo.
Travis Etienne going to New Orleans. Similar type of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That is where the old school mentality of what do I have to draft that I can't add in any other way? Because, Ramon, you know as well as I do, elite left tackles, elite quarterbacks, elite edge rushers, I'd say even elite corners aren't available for you to sign. So the only way I can go get, the conclusion of that would be the only way I can go get one is by drafting one. That's true of Sonny Styles at linebacker with people like Devin Lloyd getting the money that they are. It's also true of Jeremiah Love with the money that Kenneth Walker, heck, the money that Saquon Barkley got a few years ago. All that to say, I think that's more of a hindrance to Sonny Styles. And I think they could be pointing towards Love because the criteria for drafting Love is, well, he's not just a running back.
That's fair.
I know you could say the same about Sonny Styles. Say, well, he's not just a linebacker.
I love the options. I love the options.
And I like both of them a lot.
Yeah.
I think we can narrow it down to 3 things. Top edge rusher available, Jeremiah Love, or Sonny Styles. I think we can say at this point that there are 6 players then. I'd say 5 because it does feel like Arvell Reese now is getting momentum at 2. Can always change. I thought it was going to be David Bailey after the combine, but it turns out it's Arvell Reese. It feels like you're David Bailey, Reuben Bain Jr., Jeremiah Love, Sonny Styles, and there you go. Who am I missing?
That's it.
Bain, Bailey, Styles, Love.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
There you go.
Like, yeah. So I'm with you on to, paying for those premier players and that scenario as far as How do you go about getting it? But you know the difference between those dudes and those dudes that you mentioned as free agents versus anybody else, though, is Sonny would belong to you. I still feel like when you get a guy that you say, okay, Devin Lloyd or Travis Etienne, or Trevor, whichever one it was, that go and sign to another place. Travis, you still have them as mercenaries, and you only feel like you're getting 3 years out of them. Think about the way we've spoken about right now.
Fair point.
Of, the way we speak about Wan'Dale Robinson, like, we're talking about a 2-year guy. But, like, when you go and get your franchise players, and, again, if you're picking between Sonny Styles and Jeremiah Love, the expectation is you get about 8 years in them. That justifies that draft pick as well, too. And what's crazy, Will, with you picking that side and I'm picking Styles, you picking Love and I'm picking Styles, is this. They're the best at their positions, period. And I feel like the justification of drafting them, even in the top 5 at a non-premium NFL position, if you get a Fred Warner type, just using that in general, out of Sonny Styles, you win. You probably save money as far as the second contract goes. And then you're not looking at to me, a premium position in the league that you're trying to justify signing in free agency as well. And the same could be said about Jeremiah Love. All these things are the same for both of them. I can justify extending them out when he's mine. I think even looking at Pittsburgh's situation, like signing Patrick Queen to a monster deal the way they did, or Baltimore signing Roquan Smith. Like, sometimes you might have to overpay for those dudes, but if you got them in-house at a non-premium spot,
fair,
it's justified.
Yeah. Can you get a hometown discount?
On a non-premium, high-caliber player.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's, like, I don't think you can lose either way. I just look at the setup of the defense to where we had somebody in our chat asking, well, so you just bench Barton? I probably cut him because there's enough vets around Sonny Styles that allows him to grow up and grow. And B, eventually when Jeff phases out, now it's him telling the young D-tackle, this is how Jeffrey played this position.
Well, but, I mean, 2, you're in a 4-3 defense, and there is still more of a need for 3 starting linebackers.
That's true.
I think you'd probably keep Barton at this point.
I'm just giving a scenario, but yeah, you're right. You could, and he can grow and play a role.
Options. This is the point.
They hadn't had these types of options in about 3-4 years where we can have a real conversation about offense or defensive selections.
It is as open of conversation and options as they've had with their first-round draft pick in a really long time.
Are you? I'll answer first.
Okay.
Are you removed from Bain at 4? I say yeah.
Why is that? I'm not.
You're not?
No.
I'm removed from it because and I hate to even use this word, for a tweener, it's hard to justify it. Well, if he doesn't work here, we'll just move him here. I feel like the dudes that we're speaking of, Love, Bailey, and Styles, those guys are already specialties at their one position.
Yeah.
I don't want to draft the top 5 and say, oh, but we could.
I get it. I am not out on him because I still feel like he does fit the scheme.
Understood.
And I do think that if there is any defense that Reuben Bain Jr. could be successful in, it's this one that has space for a bigger edge-setting, powerful edge rusher. That being said, there are a lot of draft people that'll tell you he can transition easily to a 3-4 outside linebacker and have success. I will defer to someone who is more experienced breaking down the film than me at that. But I'm not out on him because we have to avoid double counting a negative trait. We already knew that Reuben Bain Jr. had short arms.
Mm-hmm.
For me, seeing it actually on a measurement doesn't really move the needle for me because I'd already kind of factored that in.
Yeah.
So where I fall now is that you have fortified your defense enough where I think a lot of different edge rushers would have a successful season playing next to Jeffrey Simmons and John Franklin Myers. What I'm also interested in is the deployment of John Franklin Myers. Titans fans have found this old interview that Robert Saleh did with Josina Anderson from years back when he was still in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure the date of when it was, but he talks about not pigeonholing players into certain positions and using their strengths. And he was not asked about John Franklin Myers because he wasn't coaching John Franklin Myers at San Francisco. And Robert Saleh answers Josina's question by saying, I'll use John Franklin Myers for an example. I think he is a terrific defensive end on first and second down and has the ability to play inside on third down. Mm-hmm. He said, with his size, I'm doing him a disservice, putting him inside at D tackle if a team's going to run the football against us.
Facts.
But he said, but when I can get him getting upfield towards the passer, I'm paraphrasing at this point, that's where I can move him inside on passing downs.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now, Ramon, on first and second down, your front four is already set. It's John Franklin Myers and Jermaine Johnson on the ends. Femi Oladejo, who can be the other speed end.
Jalen.
Jalen Harrell, who's in there as well. Then you add in Jacob Martin, who signed yesterday reportedly for the Washington Commanders.
Thomas.
And you have Jordan Elliott, and you have Jeffrey Simmons in the middle. So if you are drafting another edge, which, again, I'm great with, they're going to rotate a lot more bodies, I think, in and out. That's what he's always done, Robert Saleh on defense. Who are you not putting out there on first and second down? It's a good problem to have, but all of a sudden you do have a surplus.
Yeah.
If John Franklin Myers is an end, then you're keeping on the side either Jermaine Johnson or Reuben Bay Jr., David Bailey, whoever it is. Femi Oladejo, is that out there? Meanwhile, Cam Ward, you've given him Wan'Dale Robinson. Got a new center you got a bargain on a little bit.
This is true.
But where's Cam's help?
Draft.
I think their free agent choices are pointing towards Jeremiah Love with the 4th overall pick. I do.
Okay.
I think they have weighted the free agency decisions to defense, and they are leaving themselves room for one playmaker. I don't even think of him as a running back. I think he is a playmaker and a weapon to complement Cam Ward for years to come. Your thoughts next. 615-737-1045 as we wrap up after hour 3 after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, man. Nobody likes dealing with plumbing, HVAC, or electrical emergencies at all. Most of the time, you don't know what it will cost you if it get fixed right, or if somebody's just trying to sell you something you don't need. I do know this. When you call Hiller, though, the expert's going to solve your problems quickly, and the price you tell is the price that you'll actually pay with no hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all. I personally use Hiller for a lot of things around my home, man, and they're just good at it. You don't stay in business for over 35 years if you're not. Also, cool part with them, man, they're family owned and operated as well. So you know they care about the work that they do. The techs is usually the ladies and gentlemen that'll come to your house to service it, man. They're very professional, experienced, and trustworthy. And they're all background and drug screened as well. And when they are on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech coming to your house and a link to track them in real time. So you're not sitting around wasting your time. The motto is, and they truly believe this, happy you'll bill, the service is free. If you're not satisfied with the work they do, they will fix it for you or just simply give you your money back. Listen, to learn more about Hiller or to book with them, simply go to happyhiller.com.
Wrapping up hour 3 this morning on Ramon and Will. For those wondering if, our weekly conversation with Ron Slay is still on the docket today, because he is literally on television sets more than any human in the planet this week.
He is.
He will join us at 9:20.
It's Slay Day today, baby. Every day been Slay Day, to be quite honest with you.
Slay had a receiving line yesterday when I saw him at Bridgestone Arena. It was like people literally waiting to take pictures with him, just like a line for him, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And two, by the way, while we're on that point too, it is so cool seeing so many of you at events like that listen to the show. Thank you all for always seriously coming up and saying hey. And it truly is mind-blowing, the amount of people that'll come up at SEC tournament every year. But I felt like it was way more than usual yesterday. People saying they love the show and you guys noticing us. So thank you to all of you. We appreciate you very
absolutely,
much.
Man.
So you're Sonny Styles. I'm Jeremiah Love. Here's the other thing on the draft talk, I think at 4, Ramon. And I'm preaching to the choir, I know. We've got to be open-minded and have multiple options here. This is not like Cam last year when we all kind of fixated on Cam after really, right? They signed Brandon Allen. It was like, all right, well, there's your answer.
And Joe Alt the year before.
Right. I don't know if it's in our best interest to just pick one guy to be in love with and make the video compilations on and say, that's the guy. I know there's a ton of Jeremiah Love out there, and I'm right there with you. I've been won over by the Love train, but I think there are 5 names we mentioned earlier. Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Love, or any of the top 3 edge rushers that I think make a ton of sense here.
Yeah, for sure. It's this one I feel like also doesn't make you hate whoever they don't draft. I do feel like there's been some pushback, but we should have did this. Last year was the trade back conversation because you're so stuck on one topic. Is either this guy or trade back last year. The year before that, it turned into the Joe Alt show to where I think some people dampened the blow. Just dampened the reception of J.C. Latham because we were all, and I'll admit it, me even, I didn't know the Chargers was going to take Joe Alt at 6 and the Titans will get J.C. Latham at 7. But again, the way this offseason's kind of set itself up, to your point earlier, it allows you this flexibility. You're right. Cam, as far as weapons and help, bona fide long-term help. So Cam's gotten Wandale Robinson. He's got Daniel Bellinger as the multi-year guys right now, and also Austin Schlottman is the other one. Schlotty. There's not many multi-year guys, to your point. I'm interested in watching this philosophy grow up or show itself over the next few years with Chad Brinker, Mike Berganzi, and also Robert Saleh. Are they going to be a draft and develop offense team? Or when does that shift start to happen again? The more veteran guys are defensively, and I'm wondering how that balance is going to go. I'm real hesitant to say what wins and losses is going to look like for this team. I think this team is still very much growing, but we've also been saying this. I think the way the offense is going, you're setting to get back to base. You're still climbing out, and I think that's a unique side of that too. Jerseys don't hand you wins. New stadium don't hand you wins. Good product, and I feel like they're putting a good product together right now.
For sure. So we've got a couple more minutes here to take your calls, 615-737-1045 before Slay joins us. And Slay's time is valuable. We will give him all the floor, and we won't take calls while he's on with us. So you can load it up if you want to talk about the Titans jerseys or give your thoughts or about what you heard from Burke Nihill at 615-737-1045. Did want to give one update this morning as a friend of the show has a new role, as John Rothstein reported last night, and Steve Lehman of News Channel 5 reported as well, that Belmont head coach Casey Alexander is going to be the next head coach at Kansas State. Congrats to Coach Alexander on that. John Rothstein saying 40 minutes ago that he has signed a 5-year deal to become the next head coach at Kansas State. We've loved all of our visits with Coach as he's been here with Belmont, and what a legacy he leaves behind as a member of some of Rick Byrd's best teams at Belmont, as a fantastic coach here at Lipscomb, and then also at Belmont as well at his alma mater. I know that's a difficult decision for him to leave his alma mater, but what an opportunity, Ramon, to go to the Big 12, which has been one of the best conferences in the sport, if not the best in the sport this season, and go to a place that loves basketball. In a state that loves basketball at Kansas State.
No doubt about it. What a step up for him, man. Not that just in his career-wise, going to the Big 12. Casey Alexander, I think if we watched him the last few years, you knew that he was cranking something up over there when it comes to his style, his standard, and also showing his ability year after year to hit the portal, get a team, and understand what types of players that he wanted to coach as well. Kansas State is perfect. They got a real good coach. I'm sure what Coach Alexander's leaving behind is going to be felt, and I'm hoping Belmont, of course, find their next coach as well to sustain what they've built up over there, because that's not to be understated. Belmont is built up in a very important way, from the basketball and baseball programs to the way that, I'm not sure if you've been on that campus. That campus is beautiful.
Yeah. All the time doing games.
It's an attraction, man. So congrats again to him.
They will be able to attract a good coach, and just in the Belmont family.
Yeah.
They're going to have so many options. Coaches already on that staff, coaches that have played, a couple of guys in the NBA.
Yeah.
In that coaching community who were Belmont players or helped by Rick Byrd along the way. So, sad day for Belmont in losing Coach Alexander, but they will be just fine in the program that Scott Corley and that entire athletic department has built. Good days still ahead, certainly, for Belmont basketball in the Missouri Valley. But very excited for Casey Alexander. That's really cool and a great opportunity, and congrats to him.
Absolutely.
Coming up, hit the NFL headlines this morning as we begin hour number 4. Titans making a couple of depth moves yesterday. They've officially announced 2 signings today. And the NFL headlines as well. Kyler Murray landing in Minnesota. Give our thoughts on that as well, coming up next.
The uncontested leader when it comes to engagement rings and fine jewelry here is Genesis Diamonds. Yes, the leader for over 20 years. Genesis disrupted the old school jewelers by offering a massive selection of hand-picked diamonds, man, at ridiculously low prices. And year after year, they are voted best jeweler in Nashville and the best place to buy an engagement ring. Nobody else is even coming close. These days, Genesis owners are as committed as ever to staying ahead with an even larger selection of GIA-certified diamonds, a growing collection of exclusive designer rings that you can't find anywhere else, expanded warranties and guarantees, and extreme transparency. And what people love, nobody's on commission at Genesis. They are there to guide you to a smart decision with total confidence as well. Genesis is the total package. Uncompromising quality, unmatched selection, and unbeatable value. And one more thing, if you are looking for a luxury Rolex watch, Genesis has cornered the market with a massive selection of pristine, just like new pre-owned Rolex timepieces. All the popular models as well. They got them. So for that special occasion this year, trust my friends and the real experts at Nashville's own Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds, they're located in Green Hills and Cool Springs, online at genesisdiamonds.com. Amazing store, even more incredible people.
901, good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Tennessee Vols went on a 22 to run in the second half and go on to beat Auburn 72-62 in round 2 of the SEC basketball tournament at Bridgestone Arena yesterday. Nate Ament's return did not disappoint. He scored 27 points, including 17 in the second half. Tennessee moves on in the quarterfinals to play Tyler Tanner and Vanderbilt today with a 2:30 p.m. tip-off. You can hear Vol Network's coverage on 104.5 The Zone starting at 2 o'clock. Other quarterfinal matchups today, Kentucky taking on Florida at noon. Ole Miss takes on Alabama at 6 p.m. And then Oklahoma faces Arkansas in the nightcap at 8:30. The Titans made more moves in free agency yesterday, signing 3 players to one-year deals. The Titans are re-signing defensive back Jarek Reed, also adding former Jet safety Tony Adams and former Eagles and Colts tight end Kylan Granson, all 3 on one-year deals. Another NFL news yesterday, former Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray and the Vikings agreed to a 1-year veteran minimum contract. Murray and former 10th overall draft pick J.J. McCarthy, they'll battle it out in Vikings camp this offseason. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour of the show. Glad you are with us on a beautiful morning in Nashville, Tennessee. We've got the blinds closed. I don't know what the weather looks like. You woke up on a Friday. You live in Nashville. It's a beautiful morning.
Yeah, it is.
He is Ramon Foster, the 11-year NFL veteran and Vol Network analyst. Justin Hawkins is our producer. I'm Will Bowling. Vol Network coverage of Tennessee and Vanderbilt at 1:30 today on The Zone after a 30-minute cover 2. 3HL have you covered after the game. We'll talk with 3HL and ESPN at SEC Networks and Nashville's.
Right now, it's
Ron Slay.
city mayor right now.
Coming up in 15 minutes. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Is he coming in studio?
Yeah, he is.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
He's making time for us in studio on SEC Tournament Week.
Lil bro actually asked him this time, you coming in? He was like, you know I'm coming in. I got
Look
enough
at that.
time. I think he's
What a
coming
guy.
in.
We're special.
Yeah, we are. At least we think we are.
Now we do think we are. Yeah, that's what it is.
Absolutely. I need that boost after looking at the F at a big chat and how people think I look in a hat. Titans making 2 transactions official this morning, adding Malik Herring, defensive end, and another defensive end, Jacob Martin. Both had been reported and discussed. Now, as we say, officially official.
Officially official. All this draft pick, all the free agent signings can be official moving forward, too, if I'm not mistaken, with the start of the league year.
That's right.
Yeah, we are there. I think it's officially official, maybe Monday, them starting on the calendar. But either way, teams are good to go moving forward.
Do you have any new league year resolutions?
New league year?
Yeah, you have any it's the new year. You have any new league year resolutions?
Good ball, even more so.
Okay.
Before you come in and try to take over with basketball talk, I hope we do get a Wednesday night game the night before Thanksgiving. I hope we are on Christmas. When is Christmas this year? On Thursday? Well, we'll have that one again as well. So football is king, y'all. Just really sit down, buckle up, and just enjoy what football does for you. No, Christmas is on a Friday, so maybe we'll get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
And Monday.
And Monday.
Look at us. Love that for us.
Look at us.
Absolutely love that for us. On Twitter, at Ramon Will, we asked you, what are your thoughts on the Titans' new brand? And look, I could ask, is the sky blue? And many of you would find a way to say it's not. And so having 91% of you at least like it on social media, a place where negativity abounds, feels pretty good. 61% of you love it, 30% of you like it, 6% don't like it, and 3% hate it.
Who's the 3%?
3%, Ramon, for social media is pretty dang good.
When Burke was in here, I told
dang
him,
good.
I said, it's probably like 0.5% of negativity usually. He said, you're way too optimistic.
No, I think you could literally say, I like waffles, and somebody would respond on Twitter and say, oh, why do you hate pancakes? What the heck? What are you talking about?
Better. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I know. Well, listen, we're not going to choose to highlight the Debbies, man. Downers. I mean, Debbie Downers.
And look at that. Duck falling on YouTube. I would like to officially apologize to Will. The hat has grown on me. Thank you, Duck. You know what? I needed that self-esteem boost.
Duck. Don't just be handing out compliments and make people feel good. Listen, Will's a big boy. If you hate the hat, say you hate the hat on Will's head, man.
I needed that self-esteem boost before Vandy fans who think that I hate them come up to me today at Bridgestone Arena. I promise you.
I told you my back and forth I had at Home Depot or Lowe's the other day as well.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it's pretty unique, man.
There's a guy around us who was like, I heard you and Ramon talking about how Memorial, not enough Vandy fans showed up, so I'll be wearing my black and gold tomorrow.
Hey.
I said, love it.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to.
Absolutely love it.
What's the world if we can't have rivals, man?
We go to the phones where Gil is in California this morning. What's up, Gil?
What's up, Gil? Good morning.
Hey, how y'all doing out there?
We're great. How are you?
Good morning.
I can't wait. I can't wait to rock the new jerseys over here on the West Coast, man. I'm gonna put them up on game. We back.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, be careful
we
mentioning
back,
gang out there, okay? Like, just be cool out there, okay, Gil?
I will, man. But what I wanted to say is, I'm just Team Jeremiah Love right now. I feel the Titans don't really have somebody like on offense that's a real threat. And I just think that defense does have it, and I'm just tired of those years where we have a good defense and we go 3 and out and we can't stay on the field. And just to me growing up loving Marshall Faulk and Marcus Allen, and then you got the Christian McCaffreys and the LaDainian Thomases, those guys are just weapons. And for us, as bad as the Tennessee Titans offense has been, I just want to sustain drives, and I think Stala has did real good defense in free agency, and I think offense, we just need to get some weapons. Give him a running back, and maybe another thing, keep Calvin Ridley. I think that'll make everything work if we do get Love to where we'll have some weapons out there.
No doubt. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gil.
By the way, too, with the jersey release, I think it is unique that there's Pollard and Ridley jerseys on the site as well. Like, I know they're the
Legarius Sneed
contract.
jerseys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Didn't see that one.
I wouldn't read too much into that.
I know, but still,
I think there's, I don't know anything. I don't have any inside stuff on this. I just saw people on Twitter. I've not bought a football jersey in a long time, so I don't know how this works, but I think there was like some kind of jersey guarantee. Like, there's something I think Fanatics does where if a player does leave, you can trade it back out for a different, like the same jersey and a different name and number, I think.
Okay.
Again, don't quote me on that, but I don't know. So I wouldn't read too much into that in general. Sure. Yeah. Justin, you know anything about that? A jersey assurance, that's what it is. If an active player you purchase switches teams within 90 days of purchase, you get a free replacement jersey.
Yeah, it happens a lot during like the trade deadline and stuff.
Yeah,
when
right.
people buy a jersey. Oh, I just bought it. Oh, wait a minute.
So Fanatics replaces it.
That's
it's a
smart.
Fanatics thing. It has nothing to do with the Titans.
I hope they don't make it bad with it calling it insurance. Like, insurance is hell to file sometimes. Make it easy, please.
Jersey assurance is what it's called. Mm-hmm. Yep. Anthony's in Bowling Green up next. Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What's going on?
We're rolling. Yeah, well, we got you. Loud and clear.
Good. Hey, my question is, what do you think about former wide receiver Amari Cooper, who's in retirement? You think he would be a good fit to help Cam out on the offensive side of the ball in Tennessee? I think he's still got a lot in his tank.
Mm-hmm. Do I think he can be an option? I personally think no.
I think Amari Cooper's done.
Yeah, I don't know if this team is trying to go old at that position when it boils down to, his age and where he's been. And then also, I feel like the last time Cleveland had him, it wasn't that exciting.
He finished his career in 2024 with 44 catches for 547 yards. If someone's contributing just that much, I'd rather it be a young player that's going to be around for the future.
Yeah, if his name wasn't Amari Cooper, are you asking for?
Right. He's one of those that, as you get older, when athleticism was how you dominated, as that athleticism starts to deteriorate, you kind of lose your fastball. Mm-hmm. It's like a power pitcher that can't throw in the upper 90s anymore. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, now the slider's a lot easier to sit on when you're throwing 92 instead of 98. That's kind of the way it is with receivers who lose their athleticism late in their careers. Like
for sure.
Thank you for the call, Anthony.
Appreciate it, Anthony.
Let's go to X in the borough up next. Good morning, X.
Morning, X.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing today?
We are excellent.
Good, man. Message to Vandy. What you got for us, X?
man, for one, I'm gonna be nice this morning because I'm on my what's it called? I'm on my sway juice this morning. You know, off day I got on my sway juice. But it's the battle of Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. Tennessee and Vandy this evening, like 3, right? Yeah. I just want all the Vandy fans to understand that Tennessee is gonna beat the crap out of them, and Amir, whatever his name is, he might just have 20 to 25 points. That's my bet based off of what Slay got me good this morning. I feel like the bet's gonna be good this morning. But I just want everybody in Tennessee to know, if you're a Vandy fan, go ahead and be disappointed because Tennessee is gonna beat y'all, and we might just win the SEC. Y'all have a good day.
Love it, X.
Thank you, X. Appreciate the call. All right,
X is a 3HL faithful. I hear him all the time talking trash. That's what I'm talking about, X. And then that's the other thing, too. It's not us talking trash. Usually it's our callers that are calling and talking trash.
Somebody on social media will say it's me. It's fine.
Nah, I ain't going to let you blame yourself.
I could sit here and praise Vandy 100 times, and I give up trying to reach the 10% of social media who thinks that I say the same things like that.
Keep trucking along, man.
I will say, though, it is a fun matchup in that I think these are two really equal teams. And I felt like when Tennessee went to Memorial, Tennessee was the better team on that day. Then I felt like when Vandy kind of got their get back, felt like Vandy then kind of edged their way forward, and Vanderbilt's probably the better team. Vegas has got Vandy by 1.5. I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Considering the way Tennessee finished the season, considering the question marks on Nate Ahmed's health, it is fun that this is a legitimate in-state rivalry.
Yeah.
It is fun that these two teams, I think, are totally equal, but they get to that equality in totally different ways. Vanderbilt being a guard-centered team that wants a little bit more from their forwards as they head into tournament play. Tennessee on the other side, that is a forward, front court built kind of squad, wanting more from their veteran guards and wanting more from their first team All-SEC point guard and not turn the ball over. I love it. I love that this is an equal matchup, and I think it's going to be an awesome game between two teams that get to the same status and right now the same seed line, according to Joe Lenardi, with very different styles and ways of getting there. It makes for a fun matchup.
It is, and I'm waiting to see what the attitude is going to be like today with it. Not in a bad way. It's just that Vols got them in Memorial. They went up at TBA and got them as well, and almost in similar fashion. I will say I think Vandy just ran down on the Vols up in Knoxville. And there's always an equal or opposite reaction. It can't be more of the same this time from either one of these teams.
Guy on YouTube says, people love Slay more than you will. You got any other obvious takes? Of course they do. it's Ron Slay.
Can I go ahead
and say? Ron Slay is the man.
He's already said it, and I've seen Dave.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
Dave just said he didn't like you. So that's just all that
okay,
was.
That's fine.
Earlier, too. Dave, I will ask you if this. You still listening to us. Come on, Dave. Be cool. It's Friday.
Of course people love Slay.
Get the hate out your heart.
Is that supposed to be an insult?
Come on,
it's too early in the morning to be this negative.
Will ain't going to hate you back.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here.
See?
Listen, a hate listen and a love listen still counts the same for us, boys. Coming up next, Ron Slay previews Tennessee and Vanderbilt and talks hoops with us after this.
Yay.
Ramon Will, hour number 4, as we are joined by the busiest man in show business. Early mornings, late nights, on your television set, on ESPN and SEC Network. You know the intro music, and you know what time it is. It's time for Ron Slay to enter the building. You are crushing it, first of all. Secondly, anyone I meet at Bridgestone Arena, you get brought up of like, oh, man, Slay's just crushing it. Like, do you know him? Like, yeah, I do. He's right over there. You had a receiving line yesterday in the arena, and then you saw a heck of a win for Tennessee over the Auburn Tigers. What's up?
Absolutely did, man. What's happening with y'all, man? Hey, I'll tell you one thing. We had a production meeting when the tournament was getting ready to start. And our guy, Randy Heritage, is over it. Was like, man, Slay, you want to say a few words? I'm like, yeah, man, I ain't gonna never turn down, you know what I mean? Getting the motivation or getting the people hype or something, you know what I mean? So I told him, dog, it's always easy Wednesday and Thursday. When you get to Friday, dog, you gotta check on your teammate. Cause dog, the energy, atmosphere, crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm all for it. It wouldn't complain one bit. It's a monster.
It's a monster.
Especially with the extra session now on Wednesday, with the conference expanding. It was a monster before Texas and Oklahoma joined. And it's a bigger monster now.
The only good grace they give us, though, is we doing 30-minute shows instead of hours at the end of the night. So,
and what's crazy is Peter and Dory get the relay out.
Tag in and out.
Yeah, they get the tag in and out. And y'all thugging.
Hey, boy, I mean, getting to it. I'm trying to manage the Celsius intake. You know what I mean? The water intake. You got to remember. Yeah, you got to remember to eat. Like, dog, what was it, Wednesday? I forgot to eat because I was just pure adrenaline. Dog, you got about 7 o'clock. I'm like, dude, my head is banging. Like, what is going on? I was like, I ain't ate nothing since this morning. Dog, then yesterday this stupid gout done popped up and flared up on me. Because I tried to be He-Man. It was like, you know what? I ain't going to take my meds. I'm going to manage it and watch what I eat and everything. Wrong. First of all, this is the wrong time to be trying to do that. Just do what you're supposed to do.
It when you're chilling.
Yeah, when you can really write it down and stuff. Say, man, I'm out here, man. I'm a hobbit. That's how I'm out here.
You protecting the precious on the desk right now.
Man, every bit of it, man. My precious, dog. This precious ankle right now. Well, I got to the room last night, man. I mean, that was like a balloon.
Was it?
Man, I'm like, come on, man.
You need my
I don't
airbags?
No, I listen, man. There ain't nothing we can do. We just got to wait on the flare to go down.
Jeez,
so I'm used to turmeric. I'm all kind of. I done popped overdose. I'm the overdosed on the meds. Like I'm waiting on them to kick in so bad. So I'm here though. What's happening, Will Lee?
How we doing?
I'm good, man. Good to see Papa Bowl and Mama Bowl.
Yeah, whole family out there.
What's out?
VFL by marriage. Peyton Kennedy in the building as well.
Not yet.
We'll be out there. I said VFL soon to be by marriage.
No, you said by marriage.
Oh, I forgot. I meant to say the soon to be.
Don't be trying to claim us. She's still with us right now.
All right.
He said that's crazy.
We will be
with us. This was
back in there today.
I love it too.
There was a flare-up of Tennessee that happened for Auburn yesterday.
What the heck?
6 minutes and 36 seconds without a bucket for Stephen Pearl's Auburn Tigers. A 20-0 run. What changed for Tennessee to find more success in that second half?
Dude, it's been Brent Hubbs has alluded to it. It's been
ain't he good?
Oh, he's phenomenal.
The best.
Stuff he was sending me yesterday, I was like, hey, Brent, like what do I have to pay for this information? So, but the breakdowns of the guards that have been able to give Tennessee trouble, from T.O. Barrett to Baron Fallon to Tyler Turner to Todd Pettiford yesterday in the beginning, I think it was a part of, man, saying, man, I got to go out my yard. You know what I'm saying? I got to lock down and defend this guy. Yeah, he banked in some threes and you know what I mean, it bounced around the rim 2 or 3 times and then went in. Like, that's in the game. But the straight line drives and uncontested layups and not making them work, that was nerve-wracking. So I thought they buckled down and said, we're going to play defense. We're going to get back to who we are. I thought the answer came from the interior, too. J.P. Estrella was horrible in the first half. Second half, they came out and went straight to him 2 times in a row, and he got 2 buckets. It was like, see, that's it right there. And it kind of clicked. I thought one of the best plays, and I was telling our guy in the truck, man, pull this. Nate Mint, when he saved the ball, passed it back in, hit the three-pointer. They came down, got a stop, came back down. Nate Mint missed the layup. And beautiful move. Went to the lane, spent, stretched out.
Didn't he?
Butter rolled that thing, and it rimmed out. But that led to the Felix Okpara block, lob.
Can I say real quick, too?
Yeah.
That's when I realized Nate flipped it.
Yeah.
On that layup attempt that he missed.
Yep.
You saw the switch.
Yep. Like, it's nothing they can do with me.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing they can do with me.
Like, get out of the way.
He knew he was the best player on the court.
I swear I saw. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you can see it. That's what make it good.
Saw it.
That's what make it good.
You saw the switch, man.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. So that missed layup led to Felix Okpara with a game-altering block. Anybody else, that's a dunk. Mm-hmm. That man blocked a lob dunk. Clean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, beat it against the back. Boom! Like you could hear it. They get out and run. Nate passes to Gillespie. Gillespie gets the and one layup to tie it up. And right then and there, you could feel it.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I mean, dog, it's Tennessee, the fan base was sitting there waiting. It was like being at a football game in Neyland.
You felt the momentum.
You feel the stress and the tension a little bit working against you, and then the second you get a spark, it starts working for you.
It's like we
major way.
They was just sitting there waiting, like, man, because it was quiet.
Yeah. It was.
I'm gonna be
quiet.
real. It was quiet. Like Auburn had them. They had them against the ropes. You know what I mean? But after that play right there, they erupted. I was like, ooh, this it. Like, they don't have a chance. Then it started unraveling. You saw Pearl getting on the refs, him throwing temper tantrums. Like, it was, dog, that was beautiful to watch. You know what I mean? From a Tennessee fan base perspective. So.
Did you, I thought it was fascinating, speaking of Lil Pearl, Stephen Pearl.
Yeah.
Stephen Pearl.
That's Lil Pearl, though. He went to school.
Lil Pearl.
I'm not arguing. I just love it.
But what was fascinating to me was I felt like if this game had gotten to a point to where coaching had to take off.
Yeah.
I don't want to say he lost his cool.
Yeah.
But he lost his cool.
Yeah, he lost.
Did you see him, like, I thought he took a timeout when he shouldn't have?
Yeah, and he didn't take one when he should have.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's what I was banking on in this game between him and Barnes.
And real quick, he also kept switching to zone, which would, like, breathe life into the Tennessee offense every time he switched to zone.
Yeah, you release some of that pressure unwarrantedly. So you look at it, I thought in the first half, watching Rick, I told Fish and Shoot on the desk, I was like, dog, Rick kind of like just chilling in his first half. Not chilling, but he was sitting down a lot, like kind of just letting it play out. And then all of a sudden, at second half, he was on their neck. And that right there is what we talked about in the beginning of the year. What's it going to be like when Lil Pearl goes up against one of these veteran coaches?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it changed the dynamic of it, man. It changed the dynamic of it, and you could see it unraveling. It was beautiful to watch, man. It was beautiful to watch. It was beautiful to watch because overall for the SEC tournament, we're getting to the point starting on the back end of it, going into Friday. The stars who are in the SEC, it's time for them to show up.
Yeah.
Like Mark Mitchell showed up for Missouri, even though they lost. Like he was unstoppable. Nate Mint showed up. Now we get to see Phylon. We get to see Darius Acuff Jr. We get to see all of Florida's team. You know, like it's in Tyler Tanner. We get to see, like we have some real live stars, and now the stars get to settle in on Friday. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
What did Vandy do differently in the second matchup to find more success against Tennessee than in Memorial?
They went to AK Okereke. Like I've never seen them do that.
He's there. It feels like their X factor.
Yeah. I mean, and I think a little bit of it was to deal with Nate being out.
Right.
So they had a size advantage at the small forward spot. Like, and he kept walking them down from the three. I was like, dude, this is old school New York Knicks basketball with Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason, Charles Davis. Like they can't keep running this game. You literally got beat by two guys. They leaned in on Okereke, and then Tyler Tanner just had his way. It wasn't. I don't think it was much more than that. You know, Duke Miles, all right, cool. Tyler Nickel he made a couple shots, but it wasn't nothing to separate the game. It was those two guys. You know, so This is going to be interesting to see what happens in this matchup. I thought it was a physical fight at Memorial. I felt it was a little different in Knoxville because they were free-flowing, body movement, ball movement, and just had their way. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one shakes out. That rest over rust is going to be interesting to see what happens with that. Like, you got a game under your belt. If you're Tennessee, how do you come in this game? Do you play a little bit more freer? You're used to the rims. All of that matters, but it only matters a couple of minutes in the first half. So can you jump out on them and, kind of stay the course throughout the game?
You ever had a best of 3 scenario like this? Like I've had it in football for sure. Sometimes we 2-1, 1-2. Heck, go 0-3 sometimes. Yeah. Like it's hard to beat somebody 3 times. Considering how I went in Memorial, considering how I went in TBA.
Yeah.
How do you approach this from a player's perspective? Because Kerry yesterday was hot. They call him the football players. Don't matter.
Yeah.
And he plays a huge part in this one.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. I like I'm going to lean on it again. Me and Dane Bradshaw talked about it at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Did a little special on the court about how Tennessee could impact their game and be their identity. And I went straight to the low post. Like, you can't be the JP Estrella in the first half where you get the ball in the middle of the paint and you pass it out. You don't even look at the rim.
Or drop it.
You got to be the second half, JP. Right. Same thing for Felix. Same thing for Kerry. And also Dwayne Brown. Look for Dwayne Brown today to have an impact. For some reason, like, he has a better flow against Vanderbilt. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes matchups and you feel better against other teams. So it looked like that's what it is. But I do think between Nate and Tyler Tanner, one of them shifts the game. You know what I mean? If everything you holds true. Jacoby Gillespie didn't have to play that much yesterday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So lucky him. You know what I mean? He's a guy that can explode for 30 and it is what it is. Same thing for Duke Miles, So it's going to be interesting. I think Amari Evans, him and Bishop Boswell, dog, the way they play, I'm not sure outside of Okereke you have another guy that can match it. Chandler Bing's trying to. Freshman is trying to. But if all things are even, the front court should have an advantage.
Hey, it's early session. Even the session is fine.
Yeah.
But this early session starting with UK and UF, Kentucky and Florida.
Yeah.
Hard to beat a team 3 times again.
Yeah. Savage. What we at?
Listen, I was on the elevator with some Arkansas fans last night. Brother was saying, man, it's we got A-Cuff. I was like, you do. Like, it ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, he's that special. You know what I'm saying? So, when you look at Florida against UK, I feel like he said they're special. I think their team's special, man. You know what I mean? And there ain't no knock. I think Kentucky got it rolling right now. They look good. They comfortable. It's a home-type atmosphere now. Like, when they got to rocking, if you get 2 threes in Bridgestone with Kentucky playing, you feel it.
They're standing up.
You feel it.
Here we go.
You feel it. And it's exciting. I'm going to be real. Like, I don't like Kentucky. You know what I mean? But, dog, when they get on the run, it's nothing like it. It's just a neutral site.
Yeah.
It's amazing, dog. The roar that you hear. I'm like, this is it. This is tournament time. So, I just think Florida too good. They too good, man. They too connected. Yeah, they done had double bye. We'll see where they are. But, man, them bigs. Them bigs are different, man. If Kentucky got a little flustered with Sean Phillips Jr. yesterday, imagine how flustered they get with Chinyelu.
Who's bullying people?
It's just what it is.
All season. I heard
nightmare.
Last night, the stat from Tom Hart with Dane Bradshaw on the Oklahoma-Texas A&M broadcast was incredible. He said that Kentucky, in the 33-year history of sports betting info being available, has never been a double-digit point underdog in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Never.
In 33 years. They are an
33 years.
They are an 11.5 point underdog.
Make a lot of sense.
Today.
Make a lot of sense.
Vandy by 1.5, the line for Tennessee Vandy. Florida favored by 11.5 on Kentucky. Alabama 11.5 on Ole Miss. And then Arkansas minus 7.5 on a hot Oklahoma team right now.
Hot Oklahoma team. Dude,
Man.
that defense they played last night.
Buckyball was shook.
Yeah.
And to your point about rest versus rust, Tennessee was the only team that started their SEC tournament yesterday who won.
Yep.
Teams with a one-round bye were 1-3 yesterday.
Sure.
It feels like, Slay, it helps you in the second half to be able to have a day off, but in the first half, you almost always see teams get way behind. Why is that?
And if you get behind, you're in trouble.
Right.
It's hard to dig out of that hole because the other part is you don't have a lot of fans at the game, and the people in the crowd, they will turn on you.
Yes.
Like if it's the underdog beating who's supposed to be number one or something, like they easily will turn on you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it and start cheering. And it's like, darn, y'all, what's going on? You know what I mean? But that comfort level is different. Nigel Pack, like you got to know the guys that can go. Nigel Pack can go. Like it was A&M is a very good team, and I think they're going to give trouble to teams in the NCAA tournament. But I think people are a little comfortable with what buckyball is in the conference right now.
That's fascinating. You mentioned the crowd turning on you. It's crazy when the Vols started getting that run on Auburn yesterday. We were watching it, and Keisha's like, my wife was like, what's those red shirts cheering for Tennessee for?
Yeah.
I think it was Bama fans.
Yeah, there weren't many of them there, but they were cheering, and Kentucky fans just kind of sit there and watch. They don't really take much of a rooting interest.
A dude last night told me on the elevator, boy, I was cheering for y'all older gentlemen, an Alabama fan. I was cheering for y'all. I was like, okay, that's
crazy.
Appreciate it, man. We needed it.
Yeah.
We'll take that. We'll take all that. So, yeah. Be there.
I got to ask you, on the personal side of it, too, your young guy showed up.
Malik.
Man, he had a great night last night. Again,
two good nights.
He had a great 2 nights for sure.
Well, he got to quit doing silly stuff to be taken out of the game.
He still sound like he know him.
Yeah,
He got to stop doing silly stuff.
and I mean, a little bit of that's on him, and a little bit of it's on Coach Beard, man. He set him when they were and let that lead dwindle down. He got away with one, but you gotta kind of roll with your guys. But the guys that's supposed to be the guys like Malik Deal and AJ Stewart, they got to do what's asked of them too. So.
They are the only surprise of the tournament so far, right?
He asked that when he got on the disc. Why you looking so surprised? I didn't think y'all was gonna be here, but y'all here. Let's roll.
You gotta get out of here. You got time for one
I
more
gotta
segment?
roll. I gotta
That's what I figured.
do something special for the sleigh ride, man.
I like it. Have fun. Enjoy. I know you will.
No doubt, baby.
Hey, it's Ron Slay. Appreciate you making the time for us.
Savage.
We'll wrap up the show coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for United Structural Systems, man. Letting you know, United Structural Systems isn't just another repair company, man. They're your local foundation and waterproofing experts. They live here, they work here, and they understand exactly how Tennessee soil, the weather, and the homes behave. And I do mean homes behaving, because we get so many different types of weather. It'd be cold, and then it'd be wet, then it'd be hot, then it'd be saturated. Listen. They understand that, man. They've been here since 1994. They've been serving homeowners for over 30 years. With more than 30,000 local homeowners have trusted USS, man. That experience means they've seen every type of problem our homes face. Every crack or leak has a story to tell as well, and USS knows how to diagnose them and to fix them for you. Whether it's foundation settlement, basement water intrusion, crawl space, moisture issues, and more, no guesswork with them. Just expert diagnosis from the people that understand Tennessee homes. Look, you can go ahead and book your free home inspection at USSTN.com. United Structural Systems. We are problem solvers. We are experienced. We are local, and we are USS.
Ramon Will wrapping up the show on 104.5 The Zone. A very fun Friday to finish the week. Appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out. Whether you're a Vol or a Commodore today, head to the Bridgestone Arena. Should be a good one.
Should be a good one, man. I'm hoping so anyway.
Florida, Kentucky, the appetizer to the Battle of Nashville, Battle of Tennessee. Tennessee Auburn kind of felt like a battle in Nashville, too, because I'm on the record that Auburn is the second biggest SEC fan base in this town.
They show up.
Kind of feels like the Battle of Nashville as well. I mean that with respect to them and no disrespect to anybody else, but they rolled deep. Noon, Kentucky, Florida. Afternoon session, Ole Miss, Alabama at 6, and Oklahoma, Arkansas at 8:30. What do you want to see from the Vols today after yesterday's comeback win?
Early scoring. In order to roll with Vandy, you got to score early. I think if you allow them, as Savage say, just go downhill quickly, it's hard to climb out of it because their pace at that point, you're playing their style of ball. And I think you have to dictate what they're doing, and that's us scoring early and getting on the board. You can't have a 15-2 score going at the 12-minute timeout mark for this game in the first half. They got to be competitive, man. And I guess the other one that plays a part in it, too, stay out of foul trouble early. Vandy finds a way to be very clean. At least their their star players are not in foul trouble usually. Mm-hmm. And you can't play that Jacoby Gillespie. You can't play that J.P. Estrella. You can't play that Felix Okpara because that's where they dagger you. If they can get to the paint on you or put you in foul trouble, Vandy going to run.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, I think it's a really big Jacoby Gillespie game. I think he has got to be at his best, unlike what happened against Vandy in the matchup last weekend. He just was not on edge enough to start the game, and he got hooked and benched for non-foul trouble as quickly as Rick Barnes has benched him all season. He's got to be the best version of himself. Unless Nate Ament just goes for 30, which, again, could very well happen. I don't see a world that Tennessee wins this game without Jacoby Gillespie giving you at least a B-level performance. Give you an A-level performance, you can certainly feel good about your chances to win it, right. But this game comes down to the point guard battle for me of Tyler Tanner against Jacoby Gillespie. Tennessee's ability to keep Tyler Tanner out of the lane with easy layups, whether that's Felix Okpara rim protecting as the help side defender, whether that's Bishop Boswell, who a lot of times has guarded Tanner on the ball, or Jacoby Gillespie, who certainly has the ability to guard the best ball handler for the other team as well and have a point guard versus point guard matchup there. But you've got to at least be within striking distance of that one-on-one matchup. You don't have to be just better than him. You just can't be considerably worse. And Tyler Tanner was by far the better point guard on Saturday, and Vandy was the better team when it went into Knoxville and beat the Vols last weekend. So I think it comes down to the point guard matchup, and just don't be a total net negative in that matchup to where everyone else has got to play catch up.
And that part you just brought up, too, about Tyler Tanner. Like, I don't know if anybody this year, maybe once, but that's what makes him a real good player as well, an NBA prospect. But nobody's made Tyler Tanner have a bad day.
He's been really consistent.
The rate in which he paces himself to make you play catch up the entire time. Like, if there's anybody on this Vols team that needs to make him have a bad day, I'm not sure if it's Amari Evans or if Jacoby Gillespie has enough defensive prowess or Bishop Boswell.
All three of them.
But
takes a team effort.
He's yet to have a bad day, and especially against the Vols, he's cooked. He's even in Memorial Gym, he's been the guy. You can't say it wasn't
no question.
Him.
Yeah.
It's been others not playing their role, but that young man can ball. I'm actually excited to see him in person because when you're a sports fan, you just want to see good players play well, too.
Yeah, Brent Hubbs mentioned it earlier in the show, and you got a couple hours to hit the podcast if you missed it before tip-off. But Vandy's ability to establish an inside presence offensively was, I think, a pleasant surprise for Vandy fans in Knoxville last weekend. And I think A.K. Okereke continues to be the X factor for them. His ability against Nate Ament to still score. I thought Nate Ament deserved more credit yesterday, Ramon, for his 3 blocks.
That's true, too.
Almost as much as his 27 points. And I'm curious to see if his length on defense changes Okereke's ability to impact the game offensively. Tennessee needs Nate to not only contribute to them on the offensive end, but his length at 6'10" as a matchup problem in the SEC and against anyone he plays around the country is a big deal. I thought that's what Tennessee missed as much as anything against Vandy because, yes, it's not totally the same, but Amari Evans really filled in Nate's shoes well as your wing scorer against Vandy, where Tennessee really missed Nate Ament last weekend. Not making excuses, it's just Vandy took advantage of the matchup, was shooting over a smaller wing player like Slay mentioned and not having Nate's length to deal with. That's why Okereke was so successful. He took advantage of his opportunities. So, again, like we said with Slay, the team that has already played typically starts faster, and the team that hasn't played yet typically finishes the game better because they're a little bit fresher. So if you're Tennessee, you have to get off to a good start before kind of some of the tired legs and some of the knots in your calves and hamstrings start to set in later in the game.
No doubt about it. Either way, man, both teams will have a home feel to it depending on the momentum.
Yeah, sure.
That's the other part as well, is depending on the momentum, man. Either team can cook today. It should be exciting. I'm actually kind of geeked up and going in there. Win or lose, I want to see these dudes, of course. Again, I missed senior day, went to one game against Alabama. But I'm fascinated to see them kind of be in this spotlight again. And hopefully, as Ron said, too, or Savage said, rust or rest, hopefully they got that rust off yesterday in the first half and they know how to close out a full 40.
Going to be fun. Looking forward to it. By the time we talk to you next, there will be a bracket. And it will be full March Madness next week.
We got to do one as a show this time.
Yeah,
I don't know if I did one as a show last year. Yeah, for sure.
And we're the only show that's on full hours next week, so we're going to have plenty of time to talk about it and trash talk everyone else in the bracket group. So, we got to make one.
Might as well do it, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, man, happy Jersey Day to everybody. Appreciate Burke Nihill coming by today, man. Him and Kate both. It was a good time. And it was whoever the caller was that gave those nice words to Burke, too. That was pretty dope.
It's awesome. Very fun day. Very fun week in Nashville. And we are excited to continue forward into March Madness next week. Tennessee Vanderbilt today, 1:30. The coverage starting right here on the Zone, courtesy of the Vol Network. Mike Keith, Chris Lofton, the entire crew on the call. You'll get a half-hour appetizer of Blaine and Zach leading into that. 3HL after, and lots to get to next week. Ramon Foster.
Y'all know how we do on Fridays, man. If you ain't talked to your people all week, man, call your folks. Check in on you. You just never know what kind of day they having, man. Buy somebody a random drink. Maybe have a random conversation. Shake somebody's hand that's not like you, man, because I tell you more times than not, we're more alike than when they tell us we are differently. I promise you we all got the same red blood. But at all times, man, make it back to us on Monday. Peace.